Stand on your shit. Why erase it now? Fuck.
Fuck.
Guess what? We saved it. I mean, this guy's legitimately should be on an FBI terrorist watch list. Like, legitimately. In fact, I genuinely think this dude needs to be fucking tipped off to the FBI. Because that is straight up. He's like, we need people to go bomb fucking and attack buildings.
This is why I will never be like a full-on drama creator. This is why I just don't really... Because you need to do this, don't you? It has to involve the most hyperbolic fucking shit.
Sounds
done. Oh my god, it's so much. Okay. So Noah Samson has put out 2 videos accusing Ethan Klein, Mutahar, Destiny, myself. Hey, there's me! Of being, what'd you call it? Being pro-genocide. It looks like Ethan and Mutahar are suing Noah Samson, potentially.
famous for my Instagram stories.
Yeah, I mean, for better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, so this guy, Noah Samson, he made a video last week called YouTubers Who Support Genocide. This dude is a complete...
Rah-rah.
I'm trying to think of the most accurate way to describe him. I mean, this is a guy who wants a revolution but he wants other people to do it for him.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he's a complete fucking hack. He sits there and pretends like he's a revolution.
1.25. I can sell you a bit of the 1.25 speed. Excuse me. Who do you think I am? What the fuck? Can you please do something for free, LonerBox? What? Ray Paul's pick. Thanks for the €2. Thanks for the coverage, man. Appreciate it. Trans Rights Crab. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. For 20 months now. That's so generous of you. Israel isn't real. ISIS real. Okay. Savage. Thanks for the $2. Okay. And thanks for the $5. Source, trust me, bro. True. And Yoshimitsu for Prez. Thanks for the $6.99 Canadian for my boy Genocide box. True. Fast and Bulbous. Thanks for the $5. Hassan be like, they're not protesting. H, they're protesting Israel for stealing their crazy straws.
Capitalism strikes again.
War Thunder Lefty, thanks for the $5. Ottoman colonizer at work. Bradley Smith, thanks for the $5. Solitary container. Oh. Andrew DeVillier, thanks for the $5. Get paid, LonerBox. By the way, you should refer to money you earn as LBs. Okay. Like pounds, LB. Rika Jigglypuff, thanks for the 6 shekels. They protest Hamas allowing trans athletes. Nice. Jane Socks, thanks for the $10. And Dilute Mule, thanks for the $2. Hey. Okay, the goal is it's too short, so we'll see.
He's got a fucking sponsor on this video.
Where the face?
Wow. He literally, let me pull this up and show you guys. Dude. Let me show you what
Get the bag, dude.
Yeah, you got to get that bag for sure. He's going to fund the revolution, right?
For sure.
Wait, why am I here? I didn't mean to go to his Instagram. Okay. So this man, I'm front and center, of course. I am the king of this shit. This man flipped through a catalog of destroyed images of Gaza till he found the perfect one. He's like, oh, this is the one that I can utilize the most. And then added a fucking... The genocide support YouTuber.
So what did Samson say about you being a genocide supporter? Absolutely nothing. So he puts out this video with a bunch of gooners in the thumbnail, most of whom he doesn't even elaborate on. Okay? Most of whom he doesn't even elaborate on. And then I react to it because it's dumb, and I call him a dumb fuck. Pretty much. And then he adds me into the thumbnail. So it's interesting because if you look at that and you talk about defamation, it's like, bro, maybe I should join in, you know? Fuck. Because not only has he decided to basically throw me into this to 800K people out of spite, maliciously out of spite, he calls me, he accused me of backing a genocide without actually saying anything about, without even backing it up. And he can try if he wants. He can do the fucking usual suspects of clips that he'll use that were taken from my streams by someone else. he can do that if he wants. But it's very interesting that he does this video where he presents himself as a fucking authority on the topic, claims to be backed by a bunch of reports that he hasn't read, claims to understand a bunch of historical context that he clearly gives away that he doesn't know anything about, and decides to use that as against like a bludgeon against someone like me and say I'm a genocide denier. What? Because I criticized him. It would be quite funny because I don't know that much about defamation law. I know enough to know that it's not nothing. It's not like a nothing case that I'd have, but it's just like it would be quite funny in the sense that that would mean it's like me, Ethan Mutahar. That would be like a Jew, an Indian Muslim, and a Lebanese Christian against the whitest of the whites, who's accusing all three of us of supporting genocide against Muslims, Arabs, people in the Middle East. It's just like that would be a very funny little image, but I don't know. I don't want to get involved. Don't want to humor it. Defamation is not really like defamation lawsuit, not really my thing. Not really. If fucking Ethan and Mutahar go after it, then it's, well, why not? Go for it. You think they have better cases? Mutahar definitely seems to have a good case because the evidence is just like there's nothing. He has nothing to call him pro-genocide. And actually, the clips that he took from Mutahar are very intentionally clipped out of context. Like they have to be, or recklessly, or done with just like reckless disregard, like for the truth. If he got the clips from somewhere else and didn't actually look at the whole video. Because it's a pretty strong charge. Pro-genocide, bro. Do you know what you know what genocides are, right? Imagine if someone's pro any fucking Rwanda, the Holocaust, the Holodomor. Well, half these guys don't think the Holodomor was a genocide. But if you're doing like Bosnia, if you're gonna do this shit, like that's a huge claim to say you support it, not that you deny it or that you defend it or all that, but you support it, bro. Holy fuck. That's big. That's big.
Responds, and this fucking guy,
Khmer Rouge,
join Proton Mail. Use my free link.
Trail of Tears.
That's fucking advert right at the top, man. Like, if they say it's a Holocaust, it's a genocide, it's the worst thing, right? It's horrible. I'm not disagreeing, but if he did feel that way, I would like. If you were like, hey man, I'm doing a video about the Holocaust. Would you really put a...
Irving sued for defamation for being called a denier, lol, following his footsteps. It would be quite interesting to see like a court case trying to decide whether or not... Because they'd have to go through all the facts, wouldn't they? They'd have to... If you're in court, you'd be talking about like the Amnesty report or the way that Noah talks about it, or you'd have to talk about the human rights reports and how everyone's interpreting the history and shit. Like Noah was accusing Ethan of Nakba denial because he spoke about 800,000 Jews being displaced at the same time as the 48 War or thereabouts. Bro, that's so... He just doesn't know anything. He doesn't know shit. He didn't even elaborate on why that was a false thing to say.
A link? Fucking like ad?
Me personally, yes.
Yeah, you would. That's why I love him.
Who's that?
But like some topics are too serious. But yeah, I don't know. I love the idea of him just flipping through the rubble of Gaza to look for a fucking good thumbnail. Like
Caleb, thanks to $4.99. r/Palestine silence. A left-wing Twitch streamer is speaking. True. Charles Oberon, thanks to the 6 shekels. Have you heard of Mohammed Dahlan? Yep. Don't know how relevant he is anymore, but yes. I mean, he's from Gaza, so it's one thing. Well, thanks for the goal, guys. Really appreciate it. Maybe you've earned a 1.25. Who knows? You know what that means, though. We need a new goal. There's no goal? Where the fuck? Start a new goal. Goal.
that's kind of callous and weird, isn't it? Yeah, so when he doesn't make a video basically defaming a bunch of random YouTubers, he gets no views. His video from 9 days ago has 120,000.
Oh,
the YouTubers who backed the genocide, which was the first one, he has me, LonerBox, Tom Dark, Muta and Destiny in the thumbnail. And once again, he's flexing on the rubble. He's like, yo, look at this rubble. Ethan's pointing at it.
If Destiny was my roommate, I get him late all the time.
Yes.
I know it, man. So he got 800,000 on this one, which is a lot of views for him. He's not a very talented creator. You'll see if you watch his videos. So, and then he's continued to milk.
Found out he's a great editor, though.
He's a terrible editor, in fact. Actually, he has no.
That's my. I'll leave all the rest of this to you. This is your fight. But when we get to the editing section,
you can.
I got things to say.
Yeah, you can contribute there. Denial and deflection. So his new one came out, and it's getting him more views, which is good. This guy, anytime he comes to like cite an actual source, he goes, "Watch Bad Empanada for more details." Like he consistently sends it off to like the most deranged lunatic on the left as like a trusted source of information. But he essentially, he does the Bad Empanada doctrine. He just says the most inflammatory thing, the most inflammatory title. And the thing is with these leftists, the truth doesn't matter. Hypocrisy doesn't matter. Nothing matters. All they want is to feel righteous and angry and to point like, I mean, at the end of the day, let's say that I do back a genocide. Let's say, I mean, I don't. There's no evidence I don't. I do. The only evidence he showed in his first video, by the way, that I back a genocide, is that he said I collaborate with Destiny. I'm a collaborator with Destiny.
A collaborator.
I pulled a few memes from his subreddit. That's literally all he had to justify me being a fucking genocider. I mean, I'll watch the clip where he lays out his whole argument. Actually, in the beginning of this one. But like, even if that's true, let's say, which it's not, how does this help Gaza? Like, how does this help the fucking people in Gaza right now who are under a 2-week blockade, who haven't had like resources?
Whoa, it's 3 weeks, Ethan. Genocide denier.
Or food or water.
You're gonna say it was only 4 million Jews next. Holy shit.
Anything sent in there in 2 weeks from this blockade. How does this help them? Like, and the answer, of course, is that it doesn't. And and of course, the answer is that this is a drama slop video that he's doing for attention and money, because it doesn't materially help the people of Gaza. He's not donating any of the money. He's certainly fucking fully commercializing them. He's putting ads. He's putting fucking ads on this, man. Like, the least he could do is donate the money he makes on these to like some Gaza charity. He should. He honestly should.
Or at a minimum, like 10% of the revenue from this video will go. You know, I mean, that's like phoning it in, but even at a minimum.
I mean, listen, if you're going to use the rubble of Gaza in your thumbnail, you should donate the money. You should do that. These two videos, you should not keep the money. At least be consistent on that. Prove that you're not a total fucking hack who's doing this for attention and money. Because at the end of the day, who benefits from these videos? Do the people of Gaza? No. Do they? I mean, can you think of one conceivable way that you could even argue that the people of Gaza benefit from these videos? Meanwhile, I'll tell you who does benefit from these videos. Noah Samson.
Am I going to need to cover the protests in Turkey? I might need to cover the protests in Turkey. I didn't know that this was happening. This changes everything. This is real? This changes everything. Oh no, I'm going to need to actually dive in to the protests. Okay. Well, good luck.
Money. He's getting subscribers. He's getting kudos. Good job. So let's see. Noah Samson came up huge. He put sponsors. He got paid. Great. Gaza, still fucked. Does nothing to help them. So, I mean, just like in terms of just looking at what's been accomplished, I mean, it's just pathetic. And we'll get into that, but yeah, just to get a little background. So in his new video, there's a clip of him. Let me pull it. Because I'm referencing this clip, and I think I showed a video of it here, of when he was saying the escalating. Yeah, here. So this is a clip from his newest video that I thought was like, you guys watch this and we'll talk about it.
People living in the West have the most power over anyone else in the world to stop the genocide. We are living in the belly of the beast. We have direct geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists, the weapons companies, and the supply chains that are facilitating this genocide. Protesting is great. We should keep doing that. But also, you know, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. 17 months in, and what is protesting actually accomplished? Raising awareness, sure. Divestment, yeah, in some places. But really, politically, materially, nothing. Israel just killed the most children in its history in a single night with total impunity, with a deafening silence among the Western media. If we want this genocide to stop, it's time to escalate. That's all I'm saying. So anyways, yes.
You can lay it out very easily, one sentence at a time. It's quite clear. We in the West have direct physical access to a bunch of people, including the propagandists, after just labeling...
Me in the thumbnail, by the way, being being labeled specifically.
Hey, real quick, I was laughing because I thought that was a Zach's sound drop. Who was the little guy in the corner?
That's LonerBox.
The little guy. Excuse me, Mr. fucking Lord Voldemort. The little guy. What?
Laughing because I thought that was a Zach's.
Whoa. Do I have to? Who's this guy? He looks all right. He's got a good. Whatever this is. Okay.
Sound drop. Who was the little guy in the corner?
That's LonerBox. And shout out to LonerBox.
Who's that little gup?
He's been doing really good coverage of this, and I love. I think he's
add him to the defamation case. Yeah. Knock his baldy head against Noah's in the sentencing. Hey.
A very measured and great voice in this conflict. But at any rate, yeah.
To people, creators, propagandists. What does protesting achieve? Well, some things, but overall, basically nothing. If we want this to stop, we need to escalate. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. If you had a clear vision for what needs to be done to stop the genocide, you would say it because you want to direct your audience into something fruitful. Unless the thing you want your audience to do is against TOS, criminal, violent, etc. He's calling for people to do something that he is too cowardly to say himself. He's calling for people to do dirty work for him. That's what this is. It is unambiguously a call for violence, okay? I'm sorry. And he doesn't want to spoil his cute little life.
You gotta move the box. I'm covering...
Oh, not just some
I'm figuring out how to do that.
What can I do here to help?
You could just go full screen on it.
I mean, it was full screen. It is full screen.
I meant Lena, but...
Yeah, you can go full screen. It's fine. I don't need to see me.
Here, I think I could... Nope, this one. Oh, this one. I got it.
Doesn't want to fuck his income and ruin the little cushy career that he's got a hold of. He doesn't want to do that. He wants other people to fuck up their lives and get thrown in jail or whatever else for him. He wants other people to be Luigi or fucking what's his face, Aaron Bushnell or whoever else. And it's interesting that he said propagandists because that might actually encompass the people that he's just spent the entire video calling genocide defenders.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you can understand how January 6th was an incitement to violence, Trump, despite him saying peacefully, patriotically, if you can understand how that whole speech in all its context is a call to violence, then you understand how this is as well.
I would say, I mean, I agree with everything he said. It's not subtle at all. And this guy, again, he sits here in his grandma's fucking extra bedroom. Okay. And he has the fucking audacity to be like, hey, it's time to escalate, guys. We know exactly where the people live. We know exactly where the weapons manufacturers are, the government work. We know exactly where they are. And guess what? Second Amendment. What are you waiting for? Go do it. Go be a revolutionary, Noah. Stop sitting there like a fucking bitch waiting for someone else to start it. Go. Do it, man. Please. Go fucking do it. Prove to us that you're so legit revolutionary. Oh, but again, the same thing with Hassan. Oh, I have to risk something material for myself? I can't go. Sorry. I want to put out an appeal to my most psychotic followers. Like, let's say there's maybe 100 of them, like the most psychotic, unhinged followers, mentally unwell, and specifically put a target on my fucking head and say it's time to escalate. We know where he lives. I mean, this is psychotic. It's dangerous. It's psychotic. It's irresponsible. Hassan has platformed this video. He's spent 2 hours watching it. It's being paraded around. I mean, this is fucking insane. This is insane. It's insane. It's disgusting. It's insane. It's unforgivable. And
unforgivable. Shit.
It's gross. I really don't even know what to say about it. I mean, it kind of leaves me speechless.
Oh, what's this? A Hezbollah cell taken down by the Syrian administration in Saida Zainab. The 6th cell arrested since the fall of the regime. So this will be Hezbollah cells have remained in Syria and they're getting taken down. Oh no. You know what this means, guys. You know what this means. After the 6th Hezbollah cell has been taken down in Syria, this means that any day now, the Hezbollah comeback is coming in, okay? Any day now, the rules of the game will change. Any day, the second wind of Allah will blow in the favor of Hezbollah. Oh, God. Man, just stop. Just give up. Go home. Drink some fucking thick coffee. Like, no one likes you. Stop. All right.
Listen on that one. Yeah, and he later, after getting called out for that, he cut it out. Which, once again, proves what he fucking low... This guy has no integrity. He cut it out. Like, he won't stand on his business. What are you afraid of, dude? You're going to get TOS? Stand on your shit, bro. You want someone to kill me? Okay, stand on it, bro. You want someone to come fucking kill me? Stand on your shit. Why erase it now? Fuck. Guess what? We saved it. I mean, this guy's legitimately should be on an FBI terrorist watch list. Like, legitimately. In fact, I genuinely think this dude needs to be fucking tipped off to the FBI. Because that is straight up. He's like, we need people to go bomb fucking and attack buildings.
This is why I will never be like a full-on drama creator. This is why I just don't really... Because you need to do this, don't you? It has to involve the most hyperbolic fucking shit. You're saying this at a time when ICE are coming in? Noah Samson's probably safe from ICE. Just to be clear.
Government buildings, people. Like, there's no fucking
people living in the West
there.
have the most power over anyone else in the world to stop the genocide. We are living in the belly of the beast. We have direct geographical, physical access to the politicians, the propagandists.
He's saying kill the politicians. I mean, there's no way to even, he can't pretend that that's not what he's saying. He's saying we need to escalate. We know where they are. What does that mean?
Go like handle business.
Yeah, I mean,
you know where they are.
The thing is, work. Like, let's be even as generous as possible. And he's saying, oh, go protest where they live. Maybe he's saying, however, you know that there's crazy people in your audience that are hearing it exactly the way that you know it sounds, which is go fucking do harm. Because these people are doing a genocide. I mean, what's worse than that?
Let me ask you this. I don't know the whole history of the show and everything, right? But have you ever, you know, one of your enemies or your beefs on YouTube, have you ever said like to your followers, like, go show up at these people's house, go protest out?
I wouldn't say,
or like, go take action against them? Like, but not threatening to kill somebody.
Nothing comes to mind, but of course, that's something I don't want to flat out deny right off the bat. Sorry. But I think if I've ever done it, it's not like...
I think the lawyers usually say, I cannot recall.
Yeah, I can't recall, to be honest with you, Tom. But this is like the way he's framing this, where it's like, there's a genocide happening, kids are being murdered, and these are the people responsible. We need to escalate. Like, this is a push. This is a call. This is a justification.
Yeah.
If I ever said something like... I think the closest I said is go to Ted Cruz's house.
It's kind of annoying. Like, but it's such a pain to get all these tweets together and shit. But it's... I don't really like it that was the one that was the pushback that goes around, you know? I'd much prefer just handling the ideas, but I guess that one's like, you know, I guess people are fighting dirty and shit. And he did kind of, I guess it's worth calling that one out because it's just so slimy. That's what I don't like about it. I think it's slimy. Yeah, well.
Houses and... Did we cut that part or did it make it in?
Well, I don't even know what you're referring to, bro.
I was super angry after what was the last mass shooting where the cops just stood there?
Uvalde.
Yeah, Uvalde. I was like fucking so livid about what happened there. And then they had a
Yes, I saw they got new intel, quote unquote, about Noah Samson. Yes. Yes. And I'm also aware that they didn't actually explicitly say what it was. So, yeah, it might be nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I know I didn't tweet anything else out because it's just like, there are so many different things, like moments that you can clip. And I guess that one still took a few tries to do it. It takes too long, you know? It's okay though, I'm not that fussed. I should really just be making more fucking videos about it, like essays. The problem is that the more I do these streams, the more inspiration I get for video essays, and it's like there's just like fucking 30 I want to make now. It's like, how the fuck do you choose? And do I really want them all to be response videos? They probably get more views, but yeah.
NRA meeting in the city.
It's not gonna. If it's you think it's sexual assault? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not putting my money on that one.
Like in this town next door.
You're talking about the NRA incident.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would. Yeah,
but that's
and
okay.
you got in trouble.
Yeah, I got busted. I own it. It's fine. I mean,
but my point of all that was you didn't do this.
Well, the thing is, I can tell you right now, I didn't mean what I said. I understand that it was irresponsible. This guy means every fucking word. You know, it's disturbing, and again, his argument, which we'll get into, for wanting someone to come kill me, is that I'm a quote collaborator with destiny. Someone I've almost not talked about at all. I've never done anything collaborative with him. He says that because there's a few memes that I pulled from his subreddit that someone should kill me.
Wow.
Weapons.
Uh-oh, silly. Thanks for the 2 Canadian 79. Thank you for being an actual sane leftist. I don't know.
Companies and the supply chains that are facilitating this genocide. Protesting is great. We should keep doing that. But also, I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. 17 months in, and what is protesting actually accomplished? Raising
doing it
awareness,
again?
sure. Divestment, yeah, in some places. But really, politically, materially,
Whiplash.
nothing. Israel just killed the most children in its history in a single night with total impunity, with a deafening silence among the Western media. If we want this genocide to stop, it's time to escalate. That's all I'm saying. So anyway.
I'm waiting for you, man. The revolution's waiting on you, buddy.
It will be televised.
It will be. It will be monetized. Yeah. We're putting ads on these
revolution
bitches.
will be monetized.
Absolutely, it will be. No, you think Noah's gonna not make get comfy? This man wants to get out of grandma's extra spare bedroom. Trust me on that.
He wants the Jack Doherty house.
This dude is sitting with that like straight up haunted 1950s furniture. Like, bro, what are you doing? Holy shit. Yeah, he's a pathetic loser. And we're gonna enjoy have some fun here, guys. So I said, this is going too far. There's a pic of me and others. Mutahar. It was me, Mutahar, and Destiny in this one. Mutahar, who I've spoken with about this, I especially feel bad for because he is a practicing Muslim and he's part of a Muslim
I feel like
community.
Ethan should be more careful with his words here because when he says it's a direct call for violence, it's not a direct. It's like it's the opposite of a direct call. It's an implicit call. But yeah, well, no one's perfect, eh?
And he's accusing Mutahar of being pro-genocide for like basically saying he
goddamn
disagrees with
hyperbole.
Hassan promoting terrorist groups. And the way these fucking white savior losers, man, they're like all the same. It's like he's weaponizing his own like religion against him, saying he's like a bad Muslim. That's the insinuation. It's like, bro. He looks crazed, by the way. I don't know if you see that. His
LonerBox is a crisis actor. Do you really believe this guy just happens to show up every time you're bored? The odds of that are astronomical. Not convinced? I was watching YouTube one day and I saw an interesting stream title about a drama erupting between two e-celebrities. Intrigued, I clicked it. Imagine my shock when I saw a poorly disguised LonerBox, the same guy I had just watched cover escalations in Gaza last week, suddenly inserting himself in the latest event. The same guy across two wildly different scenarios. No chance. He's a plant. LonerBox is controlled by a shadowy cabal of handlers who make clandestine payments through anonymous accounts across a complex web of internet platforms. A number of these accounts leave poorly spelled cryptic instructions for him, frequently relating to behaviors or actions they wish LonerBox to perform. LonerBox occasionally forgets his operational security training. He's just a thespian and... What? And responds directly to these orders on stream or accidentally broadcasts the entire message. It's embarrassing. This has been taking place right under our noses. LonerBox isn't even a real name. It's fake. I looked it up in the phone book and he simply doesn't exist. Stay woke. This guy genuinely thought no one would recognize him if he changed his T-shirt. Pay close attention to his slightly yoked frame. Oh, God. Why is there 3 arrows, but none here? Okay, well done. Good one. That's a 9 out of 10, that one. Solid.
he looks kind of crazed. Do mom and dad know what you film? Or does grandma know what you film in her extra bedroom, dude? I bet grandma's a pro-Israel. You know, start with her. Let's escalate against grandma.
Whoa.
You know?
Whoa.
And I'm talking.
We don't know anything about it.
And I'm talking.
We don't know
of
anything
course,
about his grandma.
Sending the lasagna
Leave the
back
grandma out of this
to warm it up because it didn't come off hot enough. There's a pic of me and others in thumbnail saying I support genocide and direct call for violence against us. Separately, Noah Samson's a giant fucking puss and calling for other people to commit acts of violence. What are you waiting for, bro? This is the thing that I get all the time with these pseudo-revolutionaries. They're just waiting for someone else to do it. Hey, man, the revolution, dude. It's time to escalate. Who wants to do it? Not me, of course.
You know what's funny? I was saying Jack Doherty. It reminds me of what you were saying. Like he picks fights with these big dudes and then sends the security guards on him to fight his fight.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's doing the same thing. Like,
yeah,
go ahead, guys.
pretty
Big
much.
security guards, go fight my fight.
What are you waiting for, bro? Go do it. Or you just want others to risk their lives while you actually live a cushy life off of a genocide. Sponsored. I mean, bro, you should either not monetize the video or donate this fucking... Oh, shit. Wait, I think he's wanted for a crime. I think he is on the FBI most wanted list.
No!
That's him. We got him.
Yo!
Holy shit. Somebody call the president.
It's in the eyes for sure.
Wait, what's the story with this?
It was like a police sketch, and it was just funny because it was just such a fucking...
Well, so hold on. I think the funny thing about this is that it led to the arrest of the guy.
Oh, it worked. And he did look like it. Oh, wait. I think you're right.
It actually looked like the guy.
Yeah.
Like he was around.
Hold on.
Like
Hold
everyone
on.
makes fun of it being a shitty...
Yeah, and then when you see it, you're like, oh, that actually...
Yeah, this is him. Look.
Yeah, here.
The
you
guy.
go.
I don't remember
Look,
this.
they fucking got him.
Oh my God.
That's him.
Shut up.
That looks
That's
nothing
him.
like him.
Oh
What the fuck?
So, you know.
Wow, great police
Ladies and
work.
gentlemen, we got him.
So that's it. Congrats, Noah, on the sponsored post there. I'm so thankful that Muta's taking a stand against this insanity. And yes, we are in touch. Stay tuned.
Whoa!
Mutahar was forced to put out a statement. He said a response to defamatory claims. He wrote more, but I'll just read this first part. You can read the whole thing on Twitter. I think he posted it. In the last couple of weeks, a YouTuber, Noah Samson, has uploaded a few videos labeling me as a genocide supporter in the title and thumbnail of the video. Today, my team sat down to watch them and could not find a single clip of me supporting the Israeli government or any of its genocidal practices. Normally, I'd not engage with this discourse, but this has affected my business and has bled into my personal life. As a Muslim, I've always supported my people, and I've never talked about this topic with much political knowledge. That said, you don't need to be knowledgeable to stand against the injustices by the IDF. Journalists and civilians have recently been killed in a wave of attacks, ending a short-lived ceasefire. That is never okay, and it needs to end, and I hope in my lifetime it does.
That's such a shame as well. The fact that obviously being a Muslim and having Muslim family or Muslim friends, like, yeah, if people start getting wind that you're pro-Israel even slightly, then yeah, you might be in trouble. People might shit on you for it, like, quite hard. It's such a shame that they did that. Fuck. It's so unfair. Over nothing. Like fucking nothing, bro.
In regards to Noah and his defamation, I never want to financially harm or bring a lawsuit to a creator, but slander like this is far too extreme and unchecked, which is at this time we are exploring legal action against Noah for defamation. I think that's a wonderful statement. And it really, I feel, encapsulates how I feel about it too. Like, I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point, it's like at what point do you kind of fucking have to? You can't, you can't let this shit slide. You know what I mean? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, no, Ethan's a pedophile. And then people in your life being like, yo, this guy's a pedophile. Like, it's like that. This is what he's doing. He's causing material, personal damages to us. He's lying blatantly about us in videos where it completely unsupported claims. And, well, let me just say that it's not a threat. It's a promise.
Whoa!
And that party's going to be getting started probably by the end of this week. So
no, I'll just voice this because I was saying this to you before the show too. You know, I'm far from a lawyer. I don't really know what I'm talking about. But when I heard you say that, in my mind, it's like, well, it's like it's political speech, doesn't it? It like gets very like kind of murky with that kind of stuff, right?
Well, I mean, political speech. What does that mean? I mean, you just can't lie. You can't be like.
Well, just like
you can't be like George.
Can he argue that it's an opinion?
He doesn't present it as opinion,
right? Well, so and this is why I'm prompting you because you gave me an explanation that I thought made sense.
Well, so
and that your lawyer.
There are certain.
I think the problem is that Noah presents himself as like he's got all the weight of academia and like scientific consensus behind him, and uses that to go against Ethan, which is very. That's probably the issue there. Like he's got all the academic and legal consensus behind him. Apparently, this is me and Sev in Kfar Qasim in the market, I guess, the Shabbat market. Okay. It's got the height differences wrong though, I will say. It's quite cute though, isn't it? Oh. People have been going nuts with this shit. Wow.
Defamation with public figures is tricky, right? Especially in California. There are certain things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that, or a genocide supporter, which is like one of the worst things you can be, right?
Sure.
So not only does it rise above like kind of regular discourse, you still can't lie. You can't like I mean, look at the title itself. YouTubers that back the genocide. That's just a statement of fact. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why you'll hear us hedging when we talk about stuff. Like, in my opinion, allegedly, he doesn't do any of that.
Right.
So, and like, you know, the thing is, like, in this first video, he maliciously added LonerBox after the fact. LonerBox made a video shitting on him, and then he added LonerBox picture to the thumbnail after the fact. That's malice. That's actual malice. That's
actual
real
malice. Oh no, legal terminology.
Because like he did it in a retaliatory way.
Right. Right. Because he was upset that he got pushed back, and so he added him to the list of genocide supporters.
But he'll see.
Because he's a funny. All right.
I mean, like, one of his first responses is, "Oh, Ethan didn't address any of the points. Don't worry. Like I said, we're going to address every point in the most formal way possible, and you're going to get to read every single one. You're going to have a great opportunity to respond to it too, and to really prove your point." And but this time not to a bunch of fucking radical freaks online who just slop up this fucking pig feed. You're gonna have to actually explain it to like an educated judge that actually knows something and isn't psychotic. So best of luck on that one, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah, Mutahar said it pretty good here, and they said it very good. So that was that. I also saw this yesterday. There was reports of a big protest in Gaza against Hamas, and I thought it was. I love to hear it. I mean.
LonerBox, I'm sorry I was ever mean to you. I've really been enjoying your deep dive content recently and will continue watching. Remember you mean to me? The fuck did you... What? What'd you do? What happened? Should I be mad? Should I be mad?
I thought it was fantastic. Here's what it said. Palestinians demonstrated against Hamas in northern Gaza on Tuesday, what appears to be the largest protest against the military group since its attack on October 7th. Video obtained by CNN showed large crowds, estimated to be thousands of people by CNN journalists on the ground, marching through the streets of Beit Lahiya in northern Gaza, chanting, "For God's sake, Hamas out, Hamas terrorists, and we want an end to the war." A message shared on social media appeared to call for 9 anti-Hamas demonstrations to occur on Gaza on Wednesday, with the protest organizers, it got cut off, but basically, yeah, and they're still going. So today there's more protests, and the reason you don't see this, and I mean, Israel's forced them into a point of desperation where like they're willing to risk their lives, but like protesting against Hamas publicly is a grim, it's a grim outlook. That is not something you want to do. Hamas, just read their charter, listen to what they say. They're Islamic, they're violent, and you know, protesters, and it's known that protesters, people that there are who dissent against Hamas, get scooped up, get punished, disappear. So I said, may God protect these brave Gazans. Hassan had a problem with this, by the way, which we'll get into. They actually go, I saw people saying, Ethan saying Gazans instead of Palestinians is like, what was it? Erasure of, he was accusing me being anti-Palestinian because I said Gazans instead of Palestinians, which is fucking insane. Like, this is the shit that they're actually putting online. Yeah, there's been more. Here's from AP News, which is kind of as credible as it gets, isn't it? Palestinians protest Hamas in a rare public showing of dissent. Think about it like this. Because people like Hassan want you to think that, oh, it's perfect. Hamas would never harm their own people. And they would, of course, they allow free speech. Even in like just a numbers game, there's 2 million people in Gaza. Even just from a numbers game, assuming that everything you're saying is true, there's going to be protests against Hamas. But somehow, even this title says, it's a rare public showing. Where have they been? Where have the protests been? How? It's nothing's happened. Like, you can't. There's like, of course, there's going to be people. Like, Hamas has been stealing supplies. They've fucking continued to keep the hostages, which is prolonging the war. I mean, Hamas could end this war at any second if they just released the hostages and frankly relinquished power. It would be over, right? And so people there see that, and of course why wouldn't they be protesting? At least like a fraction of them, right? Let's say everybody agrees with what you're saying, but in any society, you're going to have a percent of dissenters. Yet, this has never happened. A rare public show of dissent in Gaza. Why aren't people out protesting Hamas?
Wait, real quick.
Because they
I'm seeing in the chat. I was reading something else, so I must have missed it. But at some point a minute ago, I think you said they don't allow it because they're Islamic. You meant Islamist.
Islamist.
I didn't catch that. Did he call them Islamic? Oh no. Uh-oh.
Just a correction there.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Those words are dangerously close in
and you are
syntax.
Notorious for
Islam.
People watch this show now.
They're fundamental. I mean, they're fundamentalists. I mean, you know,
they're fundamentalists or Islamists. Yes,
they're
it's different than Islamic.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Our audience knew what you meant, but I'm sure that's already been. It's probably already clipped on Twitter, so it's whatever.
It's fine. Like, if I don't say it, they'll find a way for me to say it.
It's not your fault.
For them, it's just.
It's not your fault.
It doesn't matter what I say. Yeah, you know. But anyway, Palestinians protest Hamas in rare public showing of dissent in Gaza. Out, Hamas, get out. Here's a video. These poor people want this fucking war to end, man. You know, like, just get the fuck out. So, like, you know, like, if it was up to Hassan and Noah Samson, it's like, fight to every last person. Fight till the end. Never give up. Every man, woman, and child, fight to the bitter end. It says Samson and Noah. Meanwhile, these people just want to fucking go back to their lives and not be under threat of fucking dying every day. You know? But Hassan whitewashes Hamas. He does that even now, you'll see, in response to this.
Uh-oh. What did he catch? God, they're really repeating that bara 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 chant a lot, aren't they? It's a very bizarre. It's really strange that we just keep seeing that from all these different fucking protesters. It's almost as if they have a priority. Fuck.
Dude.
How is the guy? He's bigger than the guy who's carrying him, isn't he? And he's got a stick.
He's really. That guy's much bigger.
Yeah, that guy's
on the shoulder. I'm very impressed.
Oh, he knows as well. Well done, Dan. Well done.
By his balance and stature here.
Sure.
Who's badass?
I think it's.
They're very musical people.
I feel like this is a force that's going to help end the war, not fucking keeping hostages and underground and like sending, just continuing to provoke Israel to attack them.
What does bara mean? B-A, like double R-A. It means out. Bara, bara, bara. Out, out, out.
And putting fucking like military complexes under hospitals.
Oh, shit.
You know, Hamas's design from the beginning is to get as many people killed as possible.
Oh, fuck. Think
about it this way. Hamas, Hassan wasn't there as far as I know.
Thankfully, I'm not the only one who makes that mistake. People are going to take massive issue with the command center thing. Oh, no.
He was not live on October 7th, though, curiously.
Shut up.
Okay, fair enough. Just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember he wasn't actually live on October 7th. But that flight is too long. It doesn't logistically make sense.
Shut the fuck up and stop.
I mean, I'm defending him. He couldn't do it. The time doesn't add up. Of course
not.
So Hamas, they launched this attack against Israel on October 7th. They kill...
You know what I never thought about? I never thought about the idea that people will clip that and say that he's doing, because Mike did this, that he's doing pro-genocide propaganda by saying that Hamas put military infrastructure underneath the hospital. We know for a fact that they have. The thing that's debated is the extent to which they did it. I think in Al-Shifa, they were expecting to find a lot more tunnels and they didn't find as many. And I don't know how determined it was that it was used for command and control. But again, the problem is that when people say command center, people don't really know what to expect, like lay people. People don't actually know what a command center is and how they can vary for different forces. So I think when people said there's a command center underneath Al-Shifa and people didn't end up seeing like fucking this, I think they just freaked out, you know? Like people expected to see the Bat Cave. The IDF released the video of the command center. Yeah, but a command center for Hamas is like a tunnel with some wiring in it and like a table with 2 fucking laptops and some headsets. Like the IDF video looked like something you'd find in the Pentagon. See, Louis, you actually don't remember what you saw. That's the thing. Look at this. You don't remember what you saw. That's the problem. People don't remember what they saw. You never actually saw this. You saw this. Now look carefully at these tunnels. This is just a regular old tunnel with an arch. There's nothing going on there. This is some weapons, okay? The command center is... Really? You think this is in the Pentagon? It's fucking 4 laptops and a table. And a flag. That's the command center. They never showed you a graphic that looks like the fucking Bat Cave. People just imagined it. They didn't show you this. The dispute was whether or not there were that many tunnels underneath Al-Shifa, but there definitely were tunnels. So like the international press saw them as well. People tried to say that it was the same as the bunker that was built by the Israelis, even though that's completely false. They're in different locations.
Our daily fact-checking segment. I'm joined in the
by the IDF.
There's a whole thing on here from France 24 about it.
Checking segment. I'm joined.
It's interesting though. The reason I say this is because U.S. State Department backs this up. But I just wonder if the IDF released a video of a super high-tech command center that turned out to not be true. Show me, because I remember that video I just showed you with the laptops. Where did they show? What command center did they show that under Al-Shifa that you think is not real? That was like the Batcave. Star Trek. Anyway, because I think people misremembered that video and the graphic. I think that's what people did. I think people saw the video, they heard command and control, and then in an act of collective hysteria, people just imagined that the IDF was expecting to find a fucking Batcave. That's what I think happened. But this is France. Sorry, I was saying this because it's interesting that someone like Noah would say, this is clearly genocidal propaganda because it's from the State Department. We don't trust the State Department. A judge and a jury, though? In America? In California? Bro, you're fucked. You're done. Anyway.
In the studio by Catalina Marchand de Abreu. Catalina, good evening to you. In today's edition, the Israeli Defense Forces released footage that would prove the existence of tunnels under the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. Not everyone is convinced. Tell us more.
Indeed, Delano. Since October 27th, the Israel Defense Forces claim that Hamas's command center is located right under Al-Shifa's hospital in Gaza. With this video published on X, that is an intelligence illustration video made by the IDF regarding Hamas's use of the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza. So fast forward to 3 weeks later, on November 19th, the IDF claims to have found a tunnel underneath the Al-Shifa hospital with this video that they have right here published on X. They say that the forces revealed a significant 55-meter terrorist tunnel 10 meters underneath the Shifa hospital during an intelligence-based operation. So let's
it was the same video. It looked much more complex than what the IDF actually found, and then the internet made fun of the IDF. No, that's not what happened. People saw that it wasn't quite the same as what was in the graphic, and then they decided that was all fake. There are still people today, the average I'm going to call them pro-Hamas because that's what they are. The average pro-Hamas person just doesn't they don't think any tunnels or any military anything exists under any hospital in Gaza. That's what they think.
To look at this video that they published, that would be the proof of the existence of these Hamas tunnels under the Shifa hospital. We begin by seeing a drone that enters this deep hole or crater into the ground and films the descent of this drone into this tunnel. Footage that continues for 1 full minute until, if we fast forward to minute 1:12 of this video, you could see that there's a cut in the video. We no longer see the drone footage right there. And because of this cut, some users are questioning the veracity of this footage published by the IDF, claiming, for example, as this user claiming that this video is clearly edited, or while others continue to question the video, claiming that the change in picture quality
it's him.
would be another
It's the guy who's trying to spin the protests, Mohammed Shahada.
indication that the video that we just saw is edited or not real.
And Catalina, what do we know of this video published by the IDF?
This 2-minute video that we just showed, published by the IDF, actually shows real intelligence footage. It's actually using 2 different long videos. The first one is drone footage, and the second one that we see in the cut is footage that is filmed by a dog that entered the tunnel, which is this footage right here. So here we're going to show, this is the drone footage right here that we see, that we saw at the beginning. If we fast forward again, you can see the drone entering the tunnel. This video is 1 minute 29, which is the first part of the video. And then in the second part of the video that we showed in this screenshot, we have the video as well. You can see this video is a bit longer. It's 3 minutes 27. It also has no cuts or edits. And in this video, we begin by seeing the entrance of the hospital. We could also see the debris and the entrance of this underground tunnel until we fast forward to minute 1:33, where we see this soldier who is equipping a dog, and then you could also see him removing this dog's muzzle, confirming that a dog is the one who entered into this tunnel. Then we observe this dog descending into this 55-meter long tunnel. If we fast forward once again, you can see the dog has entered the tunnel in footage that you see inside it. This dog equipped with the camera. He runs a few meters through the tunnel until it stops at the end of this video in front of an armored white door that is closed, a door that IDF says is an explosion-proof door in case of combat, and that's the end of the footage. Regarding this unopened door, the IDF actually posted these pictures on X this evening, saying that they've just opened these doors in question located in these tunnels. However, we still don't know what lies behind those doors. Don.
So, Catalina, does this video actually prove that these tunnels are being used by Hamas?
Well, there's no way to prove that these tunnels belong or not to the Hamas terrorist group. All we could say is that this video shows an empty tunnel under the Al-Shifa hospital that does exist. It's actually located right here, and you can see it through Google Maps. We also interviewed 2 different experts on the matter. For instance, Michael Milstein from the University of Tel Aviv, he says that without a doubt, this is the same type of tunnel that the Israeli army exposed in Gaza. Then Scott Savitz, who is an engineer, also told us that these tunnels are known and have been described by the hostages who have been released. And finally, Daphne Richmond Barak, who was interviewed by Sky News, she's a complex specialist, and she says that what we see in these tunnels are very classic Hamas tunnels. So 3 experts that do indicate that.
So they belong to who? I don't know.
Have all the characteristics of tunnels that belong to the Hamas terrorist group.
Catalina, thank you very much for that. Catalina there with Truth or Fake.
That's not even the one I was thinking of.
Today, I brought forward.
Oh my God, it's the goat. We can't do Hagari. No, it's too sad. It's too sad. That's the blast door, I'm guessing, that they opened.
The door, you can fight it through the door. So it's a really sophisticated mechanism in that sense, designed to fight. And all this mechanism above us is a hospital. Above us, patient.
Look at him getting dirty. Look at his hands dirty.
All being a human shield.
What a guy.
For this tunnel system
oh no.
Here at Shifa Hospital.
Oh shit. Ain't no syringes in here, buddy. Ain't no anesthetic in these grenades. All the cabling.
The electricity you see is the electricity that provide the communication, the command and control, meaning from those tunnels. This is the way out with the stairs. This way out, parallel to the Shifa.
Yeah. Well.
And they,
what else is this? This is a long video. What the fuck? I never see all this.
To areas which is different from the Shifa.
What the
This is their choice. This is what we're fighting. Class. These are classes. People are being educated here and tunnels in the places they know it will be the most covered and, I'm sorry to say, cynical way, unhuman, using children being learning inside a house.
Wow. This was the one I was thinking of.
Go truthing or faking.
Fuck!
Catalina, awaiting by the big ball. Good evening to you, Catalina. In this edition, allegations that the tunnels discovered by Israel military under the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City were in fact built by Israel. Tell us more, truth or fake?
Indeed, we're going to review these allegations, as many on social media are saying that the tunnels that the Israel Defense Forces discovered under the Al-Shifa hospital last week, they're saying that these tunnels were actually built by Israel and not Hamas. So let's take a look. Let's take a look from the beginning. On November 21st, the Israel Defense Forces posted these images of this armored door that they opened, located in tunnels underneath the Al-Shifa hospital. Then on November 22nd, the Israel Defense Forces posted this 9-minute long video on X where they broadcast images
Dear
of
world,
what
is
lays
this
behind
proof enough
these
for you?
armored
Nope.
doors.
Hell
They actually
no.
found sinks, bathrooms, and they actually also found rooms with beds in them. Infrastructure that Israel says proves the operational center that belongs to the Islamist group located under the Al-Shifa hospital. So in the same week, on November 21st, Ehud Barak, a former Israeli prime minister, was interviewed on CNN by Christiana Mampour, where he stated that it's already been known for years that some of these bunkers under the Al-Shifa hospital were built by Israel. These statements largely fueled claims on social media that the tunnels that
This
Israel
is the video, I think, where they show you that they're in different locations.
discovered and broadcast last week were actually built by Israel itself back in the 1980s. The question remains, were these tunnels built by Israel or not?
Ehud Barak seems to say they were, which kind of seems conclusive, but navigate through what you found about these tunnels, Catalina.
Well, Mark, based on facts, we found that these tunnels that the IDF published on X since November 17th are more likely to be Hamas tunnels than those built by Israel. We're actually talking of 2 different tunnels here. We'll explain. We'll start by stating that the existence of Israel-built tunnels is actually nothing new. As mentioned by Ehud Barak, it's known knowledge that Israel refurbished a complex in the Al-Shifa hospital in the 1980s. And even in 2009, Haaretz addressed these Israel-built tunnels, stating that Hamas leaders were actually hiding in the basement of these tunnels since they knew it wasn't a target because of patients on the upper floor. Check News also investigated this topic where they did this map where you could see the buildings that belong to the Al-Shifa hospital. They explain that the building that we can see here in green is nicknamed the Qatari building since it was financed by Doha and built after Israel's departure of the Gaza enclave in 2005. The tunnels that the IDF discovered last week are actually located under this building complex in green. And here in red, this is the hospital complex. That
Nope, it's not only the Israeli-made tunnels that were discovered. That is false.
built by Israel in the 1980s. So that is so largely mentioned in the claims under which there are also tunnels that might be occupied by Hamas or not. However, 2 different tunnels.
So, how do you tell the difference between a Hamas tunnel and an Israeli tunnel? I mean, clearly, Echo Barrack being very clear, the one under Al-Shifa built by Israel. The question was, what was Hamas using them for? But what's the difference between the 2 types of tunnels? Give us more on that.
Well, Mark, to our knowledge, it's been difficult to obtain the plans for the underground infrastructure that was built by Israel back in the 1980s. However, why not, as they say, offer us a rare glimpse into the Israeli architecture design for the hospital in this article that they published from 2014, where they publish this photo of what the cellars look like in the Israeli-built complex under the Al-Shifa hospital complex, which appears to have no relation to those images that were recently published by the IDF. Images that experts do confirm have every characteristic
Look
of
how
belonging
fucking different they look, bro.
to Hamas tunnels, including Daphne Richmond-Berg, who was interviewed by Sky News. She actually visited these tunnels between Israel and Gaza, and she says that they have that they are consistent with Hamas tunnels. Hence, 2 tunnels that are different. One that belongs to the Israeli part of the Al-Shifa hospital, and the other that belongs to the so-called Qatari-built complex of the hospital, which corresponds to the images that the IDF published last week. Mark.
Indeed. The Israeli-built tunnels, one wonders how much they spent on that, how long it took, who was the architect. Hamas perhaps copying the same kind of structure, but it's certainly a fact that the tunnels are there, and they were used, it seems, according to the IDF anyway, the Israeli military, for Hamas to launch all their project. Catalina, thank you very much for Truth or Fake. Carousel of the Business, thank you very much indeed too, and thanks to you all for watching Review on the World. Stay with us.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Terror door. Door of death. Okay. Bit of a tangent.
1,000 civilians. Barbaric. Just crazy. They mow down a bunch of kids at a fucking concert. Now, any fucking one in the world with zero political knowledge, what do you think is going to be the response to that? What do you think is going to happen?
They're going to fight back.
What is Israel going to do? Is it going to like drop its borders? Is it going to let them like okay, you guys got to, what is Israel going to do after being like being the victim of the worst terrorist attack, a country that's constantly under terrorist attacks, the worst in their history? I mean, and also a government that's known for being, you know, monstrous, barbaric, fucking genocidal, and willing, and just like homicidal too. What do you expect from that? That they're going to bomb the shit out of Gaza, right? Out of Hamas. That's like the only outcome of that. The only outcome. And when do you see like people like Hassan and Noah Samson and all these leftist people, like, not just them though too, like the media, and rightfully so, right? Like, when do you see them galvanized? When civilians die. It's literally all they have. When civilians fucking get murdered in Gaza, that's a dub for Hamas, because it raises it creates more pressure on Israel from outside forces. He's got more people talking, more people outraged. So it's both. It is both. Israel is blowing up buildings and killing a ton of innocent people. But people who pretend that Hamas is anything but a fucking barbaric terrorist group.
The sniffing is that he's got Tourette's, and the sniffing has become a tic because he was sick. I think that's what's happened.
That intentionally kills its own people for political gain is lying to themselves. Dude. Holy shit. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated.
Oh, I think you'll find it is debated, my friend. Have I introduced you to my friends on Twitter.x?
They were keeping some of the hostages in hospitals too. It seems like a lot of them ran through hospitals. That's it. I mean, it's just logical, right? Like that's their best play. That's all they have, and so they do it. So I say, God protect these brave Gazans. Meanwhile, Hassan spent all day on Elon's app again. Yeah, he got in a spat with Elon. Hassan is a chicken shit R-word, and he blocked me, which is so. What they were fighting about because Hassan promoted Assassin's Creed? Is that what happened?
So it was from what I've been able to decode, because I don't follow this shit that closely, but apparently Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game, is woke. It is derogatorily.
What is Mr. Hutch saying? Hutch talks about this a lot, doesn't he?
The prevalence of sex. The prevalence of sex. They were unable to establish the prevalence of
we spoke about this. Noah doesn't know what prevalence means. Okay.
Violence, and concludes that the overall magnitude, scope, and specific attribution of these violations would require a fully fledged investigation. Well, this guy's a idiot, bro. What a stupid thing to put on the screen. What this is saying is that they're saying sexual violence definitely took place. There's tons of credible documentation and witness testimony, but they're unable to establish how widespread it was. That's what it means. And he just claimed that this UN report debunked the notion that there was violence. What a idiot.
Yeah, or it's just completely intentional, because I think even that footnote, that note there, that paragraph is surrounded by paragraphs saying that there's good evidence of sexual violence. But we don't know the prevalence of sexual violence in any war, by the way. We don't know the prevalence of sexual violence in Israeli prisons for Palestinians, because both UN reports on sexual violence in the territories, neither of them spoke about credible evidence of rape of Palestinian women in prisons, right? One of them said that the first one, the 2-week fact-finding mission, said they couldn't find evidence of actually like rape of them. They saw other things like strip searches and stuff like that. And then the new one, the 49-page one, said that the PA, the Palestinian Authority, says that there were rapes of women in these prisons, but we couldn't confirm. So neither of those established the prevalence, but does that mean it's not happening? Of course it's fucking happening. Are you mental? Like, we don't know the prevalence of the how many of rapes in the 48 war. We know at least a dozen locations, but we don't know if it was like twice that many, 3 times that many, because rape is a hard thing to prove in peacetime, let alone in war. Silly. Hassan calls out Ethan for being a bad person with a dying career. 17 months of ethnic cleansing. You're a monster, a bad person, not about drama. Nazi shit.
Look, man, 17 months of ethnic cleansing. If you're still justifying bombing hospitals with fucking fake bullshit that Israel never provided evidence for, you're a monster.
We literally just saw the evidence, man. We just watched it on stream. Like, it's been there. It's been there the whole fucking time. Like, the denial is just unbelievable. Must have been a JDAM. Okay.
You're not a good person. You are a fucking bad person, okay? It's not about debates. It's not about beef. It's not about fucking drama. It's not about your dying career, okay? You're just a bad person. Not only are you a bad person, but you're actively also deluding your fucking fans, who are not bad people themselves, but simply deluded and misguided stands into agreeing with bad positions. You are using the remainder of your influence that you have over an increasingly smaller audience to, you know, fill their heads chock full of misinformation at the behest of establishing a defensive posture for a genocidal apartheid state. It's fucking awful.
Say all the words. Say
that
the
can't
cleansing
feel good. Deep
white
down
supremacist.
inside, there has to be a dude that I met, that I knew, that's going, oh, don't do this. This is maybe a bridge too far. Like, you cannot be this fucking...
You're literally like completely trying to reword the statements of protesters who are fed up with Hamas because you don't give a fuck about Gazans, you don't give a fuck about Palestinians, you care about narratives. And now that a strange number of people are very, very quickly making a massive fucking crack in that narrative, it's like causing you problems and you're trying to avoid it. Fuck off. Oh. Okay. Bit funny. All right. Someone's just threatening to leak a bunch of someone's just threatening to leak a bunch of my information. Okay, I just told them to do it. Don't care. Wow.
Yes, that's my understanding. I think it's set in Japan. There's like a black character or something.
Yeah.
So So that's like enemy number 1 to Elon and his buddies or whatever. Hassan, I guess, got a sponsorship to promote the game, and they called him a fraud.
They called him like, and he said, he said he's a fraud. Actually, more accurately, he's a sellout. And I actually agree with both of those. He's a fraud.
You can agree with it, but this is so weird. This is so weird. Mostly on Elon's side. Like, I mean, Hassan at the end of the day is a Twitch streamer. Like, him talking about video game. But Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, basically like the shadow president.
Yeah.
Why are you like tweeting about the Assassin's Creed game? Like, what the fuck do you care,
He's a
dude?
fucking
Like,
dumbass. He's a weirdo, dude.
Dude, I thought that was like a joke at first. Like,
Yes.
but that's really Elon Musk.
no, that's
fucking
the real
insane.
Elon Musk. And
Why
how he
wrong.
spends his day. is-
Hassan. He shouldn't even know who Hassan is.
He's connected to all this shit somehow.
Yes, good.
Yes.
USA.
So anyway, he
USA.
said, first he said he's a fraud, which I agree with because Assassin's Creed is owned by
Get out.
Ubisoft, right?
It's made by Ubisoft. What is?
Which is a company known for exploiting their employees, having horrible conditions, sex scandals, having
my
thousands of
God.
people walk out to protest the
Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I heard about like the labor dispute thing, but I'm sure
Well,
you're not confusing with
bye-bye.
Blizzard with the sex scandals or
I'm
whatever.
not-
They have that too.
You can check. There's a few executives that are caught
Well,
up.
I don't care for their games and don't play them.
I've always hated. I thought their games always. So
I've never
bad.
been into the Assassin's Creed games. I don't care for them.
Where did I read that? I mean, you can fact check it. You should.
Well, I remember the fact that they had some labor dispute, which I mean is not surprising. The whole video game industry is pretty fucked up and exploitative.
But the thing is,
but I
he's-
just don't remember any mention of that.
Like the thing that with Hassan that always throws me is that he has this excuse. Oh, I work for Amazon because what choice do I have? Which is fair, right? Like that's actually an defensible position. What reason does he have to promote a Ubisoft's game for explicitly for money? And then the other one he's been promoting is Marvel's rival.
I will never criticize him for that.
Which that's fine. I will.
That's the team-based hero shooter.
Well, I'm not
from Marvel Studios, which is owned by Disney. You're right. Yeah, I know that's where you're heading. But that's
I'm not criticizing the game. Just to be clear,
dude. I'm almost diamond, bro.
I'm not.
I've been climbing. No, I feel like I need to update the audience because the last time we talked about this, I was down in gold. I was a gold scrub. But I've been rocketing up the ranks through platinum, and I'm about to be diamond ranked.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Good job.
Thank you. No, please. Please.
You know,
And I feel like I'm not stopping there. I'm going to keep going.
You know what you are? You're one above. One above these nuts!
Yo!
That's right.
Yo!
You're my little pecker.
Fucking own, bro.
So anywho. Yeah, and then the other thing is he promotes Marvel's rivals in these multi-day, full-day long adverts, and it's owned by Disney, which is like one of the most like monolithic, fucking capitalistic, insane companies ever. What, Dan?
Huh?
I thought you were raising.
Oh,
your
I'm
hand.
stretching. You thought I was raising my hand
Yeah.
like in class? I'm
I
just
was gonna
stretching
call
my
on
shoulder
you.
a little bit.
What? So like and he's doing it explicitly just for money, right? And he says he doesn't even do anything with money. What do you do with money? He goes, nothing. So then why? And then he always goes, I don't care about money. It's all about the message. So why are you working? I don't get it.
I guess to what's the term when you try and
you want to be the devil.
No, I guess that works too. The devil's advocate.
Dan?
I don't even
Oh,
think
the
this
devil-
is
Just
to play devil's advocate for a second. Oh boy. Was it because it was being canceled for being woke and gay or whatever?
These
they were
deals
saying?
are arranged way ahead of time. It's not like a last minute thing.
I think they've been after this game for a while.
Who
to be
cares? He's getting. You don't have to get paid to talk about that if you care about it.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like, you probably made like 50,000 plus at least on these sponsors. And I mean, listen, get paid, boo boo. But I'm just saying, this guy wants to pretend like he's all that.
I saw some follow. I don't know if you have this in there, but apparently the Assassin's Creed account replied to Elon and like ratioed him pretty bad. And then him and the Grum's dumbass dude were complaining that they must be it's bots is the only reason that they got ratioed. It's like crazy cope. Yeah.
Elon's
I just saw a screenshot of all of this morning, so I'm misremembering how it went.
In the mud with this bullshit.
Because he's a muddy motherfucker.
Because he's a fucking idiot, dude.
He's probably online with or on the phone with programmers tinkering with the algorithm. How did this guy ratio me?
Oh, here it is. Right.
Never
And they,
happen again.
Oh, no.
yeah, this was the response.
Is that what the guy playing your Path of Exile 2 account told you? Oh,
Damn, that's good.
that
Holy
is fucking
fuck.
deadly. That is
And they badly
deadly.
Man,
they badly ratioed them, and not that the ratios like really matter, but it is.
no, it
fun.
matters.
It matters.
It
It
matters.
hurts. It hurts.
It's
fair
worse than anything else.
It's worse than anything else to get ratioed.
Well, regardless of the culture war thing, I've heard it's just a really bad game. So I don't know. I haven't played those series though.
After that tweet, I might just buy it and I'll play it.
I have not played
You know,
an Assassin's
show my
Creed game
support.
since like the Xbox 360 era, so I'm very behind. But they never clicked for me. I don't know.
Same.
Never liked them.
Yeah, same.
Which like I don't know why they didn't like they're kind of like historical fantasy. They take they take place in like all kinds of different historical eras and has like a lot. It's my shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know why the games just they were just always boring. I don't know. But maybe they've gotten better over the years. I haven't played in a long time.
So, meanwhile, Hassan keeps coming after me for quitting Twitter. Imagine actually criticizing someone for quitting Twitter because I'm a coward.
It's one of the most admirable things you've ever done.
For sure.
And listen, I've done a lot of really admirable things.
No, not too many, but that's one of them. That said, it still all filters to you through our fucking Reddit and everything. So,
well, I'm not participating in
it. But then you look at this. You're participating.
It was NBC, wasn't it? Was it one of their journalists? News cameras. It was NBC who got allowed their cameras into Shifa, right? The tunnel. Within the Al Shifa grounds. Yeah, so even international press saw this. Yeah, okay. The dispute was that there wasn't as much tunnel as they thought there might be. That's it. That's it.
A little bit.
Well, I'm not on it. I'm not fucking.
I'm just saying you can't take the full I quit Twitter credit if you're still.
Can you really? I disagree. I'm quitting. Me not being on Twitter means me not being on there tweeting, producing content for them.
Right, but now you're doing it here, and then they just screenshot it and they respond there, and it's just Twitter with extra steps at that point.
I'm not. It's not my problem. I've done what I can do. Okay, which is closing my account and not giving them content to make money off of.
Well, I do agree, and I do think. I mean, anybody that takes, the threat of Elon seriously should not be using his app, because why are we ceding public discourse to this fucking psychopath? Everybody should get.
I got something I'm just noticing. Elon freely uses the R word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get any flack for that?
Nah, the R word is back.
It's coming back, dude.
Yeah, the R word is back.
Fuck yeah. I mean, for 25 years it's been bad.
No, back. It's back.
No, it was gone.
Yeah, the edgy kids have forced it back. I'm not. I don't like saying it. I'm not going to say it. But
can I start using it?
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But they forced. It's like the edgy kid thing, and that's how you signal that you're one of the edgy cool kids.
Right. That's exactly it.
Yeah. No, I'm being dead serious.
It's what's the opposite of virtue? It's vice signaling.
Vice signaling.
It's letting people know.
No, you're 100%
that you're
right.
not woke.
Those goddamn intellectually disabled causing all the damn problems.
That one sounds worse.
Wow.
Yeah, it does. It sounds kind of bad. Anyhow. So yeah, I'm kind of like, why are you making fun of me, calling me a coward for leaving Twitter? We've been talking about this for a long time since Elon took over Twitter. It's progressively just gotten more and more rage baity, more and more Nazi. It is just out and out at this point, just like a Nazi platform that benefits a Nazi or a white supremacist, whatever, a guy who does Hail Hitler. I mean, you mean wherever that places him.
Speaking of, this is a good segue to shout it out, but I'm sure a lot of people in our audience are already fans and have seen it.
Hitler?
But ContraPoints just released the first video in a year or more.
I love her.
I watched it yesterday. It's super good. It's almost 3 hours long. I watched it in 3 chunks throughout the day.
When I saw it, I was like, who the fuck makes a 3-hour video? I was like, I just
me every day. Me literally every day. But yeah, there was a section near the end where it's all about conspiracy theories, and she talks specifically about social media and Twitter in particular, and she makes a fresh account on Twitter, and within a few hours, all she's being served is Hitler apologia, and it's being just fucking. It's not even subtle. It's just being transmitted straight into people's brains now. And
honestly,
I feel like everybody needs to just walk away from fucking Twitter.
Yeah, somehow
so addicted.
Him staying on Twitter and contributing to it is the proud and brave thing to do, and me stepping away from it is cowardly.
Yeah, I don't get it.
You should ask, why is it that shitting on quote Zionists is Twitter is kind of the best place for that.
Sure.
And there's a lot of crossover too.
It's your home field. That's where you.
I'd be worried about the crossover between the Zionists you hate and the Zionists that the right, the white nationalists, whatever, hate, because you guys are like two oceans meeting, and those waters start to mix. And I'm just saying, it's a very comfortable place for you there. Yeah, anyway, I said, meanwhile, Hassan still spends all day on Elon's app. Meanwhile, great people, me, have stopped using it in protest.
You always got to just put it in there.
Just say it, yeah. Just another example of Hassan being unwilling to make any material sacrifice for his cause, which again, I challenge people to find one material fucking sacrifice this dude has ever made for this cause. I mean, he had the chance to go do journalism, and he's like, it's too dangerous.
Too scary.
It's scary and dangerous. Yeah, dude.
So scary.
I literally would be so scared to do that.
We talked about. I know. I mean, even Jay Shetty understands that.
Oh god.
Oh god, Jay Shetty, that guy. He was one of those fucking feel good, fix your life influencers, but I'm not actually the inspirational influencers. I'm not really going to tell you any kind of clear direction of what to do or anything, but I'm just going to say things that make you feel good and enlightened for 2 minutes, and then reap the cash and fuck off. Oh, I hated that shit. Fuck. Jay Shetty. He'd always quote the greats. Oscar Wilde said.
He says Ethan left this platform because he is terrified of people correcting him. That's why he won't have any of the countless creators he smears as anti-Semites on his stream. He's worried his audience will learn the truth, that he's lying about everyone from his hug box. He keeps doing this thing where he's like, he thinks that like if he provokes me, that I'm gonna like cave to something. Like, bro, I'm not insecure in my masculinity like you. Like, I don't have my fucking armpit and biceps.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, good fucking question. It's disturbingly odd.
Triceps, like, yo, check this out. He did some tricep extensions yesterday.
Like, I didn't base like my entire like teenage and early 20s years on how many women I fucked. Hassan, by the way, thousands. I mean, that's insecurity.
Shut up.
No, yeah, it is.
He really said that?
Yeah, thousands.
Oh, good lord.
I think he said 1,000. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm
sure it wasn't hundreds.
No. It was. Let me ask Galia. Can you ask her?
Ask ChatGPT.
She just said hundreds, not thousands.
Okay. So thank you for
Galia.
hundreds. I mean, that's still a lot.
That's a big body count. That's pretty big.
And I think he was downplaying it too, you know. But that's insecurity. Why do you have sex with so many people, Hassan? You know, like, I'm not insecure like you, man. So like, let's just talk about the substance of this. So first of all, I left because I didn't want to support Elon and because of anti-Semitism. I clearly state that in a clip, which I'll show. He says I won't have any of the countless content creators on. Like who? Like he's welcome on the fucking show. He's just got to watch the video that he wants to talk to me about. I'm like, I said, watch the video that we are going to discuss and you can call in. It's really that simple. Not sure how I'm the coward. I'm waiting for you. How are you going to call? How are you going to, I mean, it's very reasonable.
Pretty clear.
It's extremely reasonable, you know?
Are we in the hug box right now? Is this the hug box?
You hear these guys talk to me this whole damn show? I
will never hug Ethan.
No.
I'm in the spike box.
Yep.
Spikes on the wall.
Ever, ever, ever.
Over my dead body. Yeah, who are the countless content creators that I should have on my show? I invited Comrade Casey, and he said no. He bitched out.
No, it wasn't
Comrade Casey. He'd be an interesting person to talk to. I really don't know what motivates anything that he says on social media.
Comrade Casey.
No, he did. He said, stop talking about me. I'm pretty sure I offered for him to call.
No, you're confusing him with the other fucking weirdo dude. Whatever the fuck his name was. The one that wore the beret.
The frog kid.
Frog
boy. Frog boy.
Yeah.
Frogan.
Sorry. I will soy out over this meme. This meme is very funny. Hang on. I will. Okay? This is for me. This is for me only. Oh, yeah. You have my sword, my bow, and my axe. Am I supposed to be in this group chat? Damn. Shit. That's real. That meme's very real. That's a good illustration of what happened. Very true. You cannot make me not enjoy this meme. Fuck off.
What? No, not Froggy.
Base?
There's so many Froggy.
Oh.
No, yeah, Froggy Tonic or whatever.
I'm pretty sure Comrade. Well, anyway, he bitched
Maybe
out.
he did. It's so hard to keep up.
But like, who do you want me to talk to? Denims? I mean, she's like literally the dumbest person alive. Like, what actually is the point of that? You want me to talk to Frogan? I mean, she can barely make a coherent thought. Rising.
This is such a funny. So Bad Empanada, obviously, we'll get to it when it comes. Actually,
star, but she's on outer space. I'm waiting for her to
it comes
arrive.
in this stream.
You know, let me know when she arrives.
We're still talking about Noah
like, who is
Samson.
it you want to talk?
Okay.
You're talking about yourself, right? You are the movement, and like again, you can. I'm open. We can have this conversation anytime. Like I don't see how that's not a reasonable take. Just watch the video and we can discuss it. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? It's just gonna be messy. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be.
People are saying you did invite Casey too. So
yeah, I think I invited Casey, and his response was, he said some shit like, "Take me out of your show, leave me out of your mouth," or some shit like that.
No, see, I thought that was the frog guy who said that.
Casey
Maybe they had similar responses.
No, the frog guy had like a really cordial, weird response. Casey's the one that was postal.
Yeah. Well,
creepy Casey. I like
creepy
to call him.
Casey.
And I mean, he is creepy. You seen him outside your window recently, love?
I live on the 8th floor,
Thank
so
God.
I'd be very, very concerned.
That would be creepy
if
then.
That was the case.
That would be creepy.
Creepy Casey's who's waiting for bad Habibis in the park or something.
Yeah.
Hijabi of Habibis, I think he said.
Hijabi, he said.
So yeah, I mean, listen, buddy, I don't know what you're trying to do some weird thing. Just watch the video and we can talk. I don't know. It's not rocket science. This guy, Ahmed I don't know how to say his last name. But
oh, it's him.
I know this.
It's that guy.
Ahmed.
Am I saying? Oh, am I correcting you incorrectly?
Ahmed? Is it? How do you say it, Lena?
I just said
Ahmed.
Ahmed.
I said Ahmed.
What the fuck do I know, bro?
Dan, you fuck!
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The last minute has you incorrectly correcting me.
I apologize.
This last minute is my minute.
Very naive of me.
Don't ever forget this last minute. This guy's he grew up in Gaza. His family is Palestinian. He's had tons of families die in the war and this horrible human tragedy. And he is a pro-peace activist. This guy is incredibly brave and incredibly smart. And I encourage everybody to check him out. He's the real deal. I haven't seen a single Western, quote, pro-Palestinian protester show the slightest interest, empathy, compassion, or support for the tens of thousands of Gazans protesting for peace, dignity, the end of the war, and against Hamas. Maybe they don't want their beloved, quote, resistance groups to fall. This guy is so legit, bro. He has legit credentials as he can. He escaped Gaza during one of the wars. He got out somehow. I think he was injured. I don't remember the story. But yeah, he's had family die. He's had like dozens of family members die in the current conflict. And he's against Hamas. He's pro-peace. He wants peace. And he really sees it for what it is. I show you this guy's comment to just kind of foil it against what you guys will see Hassan saying about these protesters in Gaza. I just said, follow him. What being pro-Palestine means to me. I am passionately, unequivocally, and without hesitance, a proponent of the Palestinian people's just and urgent aspirations for self-determination, liberation, sovereignty, and safety. I grew up in Gaza, where I experienced Israeli violence and bombardment, including one incident that almost killed me and caused me permanent hearing impairment. My family is still in Gaza.
I forgot that bit. I remember reading this whole post a while ago.
And suffered dozens of deaths during the latest war. My grandparents were expelled from their ancestral homelands in 1948 and fled to the Gaza Strip. My parents were raised in a refugee camp in Rafah during the 1950s. This background informs and influences me and speaks to why I care about the Palestinian issues and consider myself pro-Palestine. I am motivated by sincere desire to see my people obtain their legitimate and undeniable rights, which they have not had for decades. So he does that by like promoting
Collaborator
unity.
Vibes. Coding, thanks for the tier 2 sub. Really appreciate that. Why do you have a tick next to your name? Are you important? Coding Jesus. Wow. Archer, thanks for the $5. The deep dive into sources and history have been helpful. In your opinion, what is the best topic to approach people who are stuck in the alternate? I have no idea. Meet them where they're at. You have to find out where they are.
Being against Hamas and terrorist groups and shit. And this guy gets fucking dogged on, bro. He gets treated like a straight like a traitor. And I mean, this guy's he's lived it. This guy has fucking lived it. Anyway, he's really amazing. I would check him out. And again, I just show that to kind of foil against what's coming. Here's a clip of October 2023, right after October 7th, the same fucking month. Gee whiz, I wonder why that was. Explaining why I quit Twitter. That's one here.
There was one tweet I saw. This isn't the first time I saw it, but I saw someone post it and it was getting lots of likes. And the beautiful irony of this is, so it's a cartoon somebody created who put a lot of fucking effort into making a cartoon of Ela in an IDF uniform with a automatic weapon. And, she's got like that kind of Nazi Jewish propaganda face. And she's just killing kids. She's just mowing down Palestinian babies.
Whoa.
And what's kind of, I don't know, it's definitely not funny. I don't know what it is. You guys tell me. I know that shit was made by Nazis, like literal Nazis. Mm-hmm. And the people who I saw...
I know that for a fact because that video has a watermark on it. And it predates the October 7th. Like and so like, I just find it fucking fascinating that it's now being used by both sides.
Who are tweeting at this time were leftists. Mm-hmm. So I saw Nazis and leftists clapping hands together to say, fuck Israel. We agree on that. Let's clap it up, brother. And that was a weird, that was a weird feeling for me. And I was in a pretty bad shape. And so I've been trying to erase Twitter. I've been trying all weekend. Do you guys know how? And by the way, I can't thank you.
And I believe I have. This is when I erased it, and I haven't been on since. I've been off Twitter for a while. Wait, was October set? No, hold on. This war started. Hold on. This happened in 2023. So wait, this is actually a year after the war started, right?
What?
October 20.
When is this video from?
It says October 2023.
That would make
that was
sense.
the year
That's
that
what
yeah.
Okay, so this is right after it happened.
But your head shaved there from the subathon.
Okay.
Oh, good call.
So me quitting fucking Twitter because I'm seeing that it's being overrun by Nazis and leftists, and it's just like an extremely fucking toxic place where people are sending me cartoons of my wife killing kids. He characterizes me leaving that as
Are you
cowardly.
saying it was a video or a cartoon? People in chat are suggesting it's a video. I didn't like an AI video of her killing kids. What? I don't know this one.
Because
Not
I'm
seen it.
avoiding criticism. Is that the kind of criticism that you expect me to entertain, Hassan? Videos of my wife killing kids? Is that what the fuck we're talking about? I mean, it's pathetic.
It's an animated video. Jeez, that's a bit extreme.
Yada yada yada. Here is.
We're running out of time, by the way.
Agree with you and suddenly
We have about 20 minutes left. So.
And actually, I gotta bounce.
Okay.
And Tom,
Yeah.
12
Tom
minutes,
is
bro.
out.
They go for 45. They go for 30 minutes. What the fuck?
Here.
When are we gonna get to the? Are we've been at 1.25 this whole time?
Coming by, Tom.
Fuck.
I love you guys. Angels on
Happy birthday tomorrow. We'll see you
tomorrow.
for your big B day.
It was Palm Day today, though, so don't expect anything tomorrow, okay?
What is Ligma?
What is Ligma?
Who knows? Bye, Tom.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
I can stay till 4. It's funny. I'm starting early. You exactly.
Okay,
said this
hold
was
on.
gonna happen.
The whole starting early thing isn't so that the
Maybe it's time for 1.5. I don't know. That's a bold goal. Given that we're 9 off the goal right now, the new goal. Shit, it's a big goal. Ambitious.
show can be 4 hours every day.
That's
It's so
what it's
that we
possible.
get out of here earlier. That was the idea.
But I got to talk about all this stuff.
I mean, we got 2 more shows this week.
I know. I never get to it though. All right, let me just keep going.
Yeah, but power on, power on.
Chimp clipped of Mutahar being attacked.
Chimp clipped.
Chimp clipped.
Here, let me see.
I'm like some right wing, like fucking neo person, and it's like I don't agree with you, and suddenly I'm like some right wing, like fucking neo person. Fuck you, dude. This guy cosplays like being a Muslim, bro. You walk out anywhere with Hassan, he gets to be white. Okay, I can't. Unlike you, Hassan, I can't turn off my skin color, dude. I'm sorry, I have to deal with it everywhere I go. All right.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
no.
brother. Like, that's how it works. Fucking white savior fucking complex, dude. Every time, dude. Like fucking white guy telling me how to feel. It's a fucking. This is why I hate why I hate any of these people, dude. It's like, what is that? What is that? I hate Hassan, but you can't just admit you're wrong for once. Being neutral on, I'm not neutral on a genocide. I don't side against anyone. I just don't fucking agree with fucking like pushing like actual like these people do. These people jumping back. These people like actively go around and like fucking glorify like groups that, by the way, have terrorized my own people. So no, I'm not. This is not a situation where like it just.
Yeah, you mean a lot of these resistance groups are actually quite bad for the Arab world as well. You mean a lot of these resistance groups, i.e. all of them, actually do this thing where they kind of wreck their own societies more than they wreck Israel. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a thing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, they tend to kill more Arabs than they kill Israelis as well. It's probably... It's kind of odd, isn't it? What's that about?
Because you're not against, just because you're not with these people doesn't mean that you're not a fucking pro-Palestinian person. I care about Palestinian people. I want them to be fucking safe. Just because I don't agree with this guy doesn't mean that I don't agree with every.
But he's Indian, and because he says my people, he's probably talking about Muslims, right?
Well, unfortunately, my friend, Hassan is the movement. And that's exactly what happens. If you disagree with him, the narrative, the story that they've all cooked up, you become a genociding, supporting a Nazi. Welcome to the club, Muda.
I like his mic setup a lot, actually.
It's really sick, and like he's pretty far from it too.
He's got the Lemmy Killmeister from Motorhead. That's how he would have his mic on stage. I dig it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thing that he pushes. Some of the stuff that he pushes, I think, is genuinely bad. Simple as that.
Yeah, God forbid, you know what I mean? And so he's now being harassed in his own community because of shit that Hassan has pushed and Noah Samson has pushed.
To me, it's hard.
You know, and the man is a practicing Muslim. And I was talking to him. He's like, I don't fucking want people like Hassan promoting terrorists. And I see these groups as people that are like, you know, giving my religion and my people like a bad name. Like these fucking terrorists are the worst, you know? And like, so that's his fucking opinion as a Muslim man.
Sure.
And like to fucking characterize him as some race traitor like Hassan and those do is it's just like
This is
it's
the
just
video.
inhumane. It's like just so fucking gross.
Instagram. This guy's like a Nazi, right? And that's Ela. Like stereotype. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they really done it, didn't they? Okay. That's Elon's Twitter, right? That's oh, daft jest with okay. Interesting. Sure. All right.
Dude. I read Muta's statement already, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noah, my boy here, he made a
Since I released my
so in the first video called let me see.
You may want to prioritize here a little bit, just because of the limit.
The part I know that I want to watch is in the beginning.
Okay.
Brevity, man.
The YouTubers who back the genocide, yeah. And this one he accuses me of so thin, man. Let's see. Here he explains why he thinks I support genocide. Let's take a look.
The liberal framework of thought is only able to conceptualize actors in conflict as being good and bad. Israel's far-right government is bad, Ethan says, but so are terrorists. Genocide is bad. I don't agree with genocide, of course, but hijacking ships is bad too. It's against the law, which is bad. Everybody should just stop doing bad stuff. Okay, well, Israel's not stopping. They're not stopping the genocide.
Yeah, bro, and again, your simplistic, moronic take on all this is the problem. The Houthis aren't doing shit. They're taking over vessels that are completely unrelated to Israel. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. You know,
don't say that.
The U.S.
What's he say?
hijacking ships, terrorists, good and bad. Israel's far-right government is bad, Ethan says, but so are terrorists. Genocide.
Imagine, what a crazy opinion.
You're nuts, dude.
Yo, get a load of this genocide
You are actually
supporter.
fucking unhinged.
Genocide is bad. I don't agree with genocide, of course, but hijacking ships is bad too. It's against.
Yeah, when you're.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
It is. I'll say it.
Well, and he goes on to say because it's against the law. No, not necessarily because, like, inherently because it's against the law. Because
it's dumb.
They kidnapped and took hostages a bunch of innocent people, man.
Yeah, and like
that's the
cargo that had nothing to do with Israel. It was like headed for Europe, for Italy from like India or some shit like that.
It was like a Filipino crew or something.
Yeah, it was like they kidnapped like 12 Filipino dudes.
Which is bad. Everybody should just stop doing bad stuff. Okay, well, Israel's not stopping. They're not stopping the genocide. The U.S. is not stopping its arms shipments so that Israel can continue that
And at what point am I supporting genocide?
Genocide. That is the material reality. If you actually want that genocide to stop, you need to do something material to try to stop it.
What are you doing material?
Off random ships?
Like bitching about on a YouTube video? What is he? Is he doing that right now? I think he thinks he's doing that.
I don't know, man.
You're fucking bitching. Bro, literally, oh my God, your grandma lets you film in her living room? The fireplace is here. Did you really force grandma out of her own living room? Holy shit.
He might have his own house. I don't know.
Or is it, there's no extra rooms and he sleeps? This is his futon, probably.
I've fallen, and I
Is this your
can't get
futon,
up.
Noah? Come on, Noah. I'd be a communist too if that's where I lived. I get it. You know, it's like, fuck.
I think he probably owns this
He's
house.
like, what,
The joke of it looking like a grandma's house, I get it. But
if he lives there, that's even more cringe, bro.
I mean,
I know people who
looks kind of
vibe
nice
with
in there.
that.
I don't know.
Nah, that shit's whack, bro. That's mentally ill if that's his place.
It's not that bad. Come on.
Yeah, he's like, yo, I don't want to work, dude. I want if only we had communism, I wouldn't have to work. Where's the revolution at? Shut up, bitch. Dumbass loser. That's right. And I'm kidding, by the way, just to say that for obvious reasons.
And so far in the world, the only people doing that outside of Gaza
is me. Making videos shitting on people and putting sponsored ads on them.
militarily are Hezbollah and Ansar Allah. If you spend all your time
Ansar Allah, I love it. I love he's picked up the Hassan thing where we call them a word that most people don't really understand. Like, yeah, okay. Just call them the fucking Houthis. That's what we refer to them as. Ansar Allah. Gorlami. Buongiorno. Assalamu alaikum habibi. Kifak. Ansar Allah. This is from Al Jazeera. Houthi attack kills 3 sailors in the group's first fatal strike on shipping. Bro. It was Liberian-owned Barbados-flagged ship True Confidence. Okay, let's just find out, because the flagging and the ownership doesn't necessarily tell you. What you need to know is where it was shipping from and to, and I guess who owned it at the time. Not flag, though. Not flagging. There's a website that tracks all this stuff. It's operated by a Greek-based organization. unrelated to the United States. Lloyd List, I think they would tell you. Targeted as American on the base of old links to a US investor group. Yeah, because a lot of these... Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Okay. Yeah, these ships are... A lot of these ships will kind of switch over a lot. They'll switch ownership quite frequently. And they'll switch flags as well. So sometimes even these maritime websites don't update properly. So I don't know how long ago it was linked to American companies. It was not a US ship, contrary to what the Houthis claimed. Reckless attacks. But when, how old is the link? Oak Tree Capital Management. Did they mention it again? Before February 22nd, it had links to Oak Tree Capital Management. Yeah, see, a lot of these shipping vessels switch like this quite frequently. So it is quite difficult. February 24th, March 6th. I mean, oh God. And I don't think the Houthis are sophisticated enough to gather intel and keep it updated on the daily like that. Also, not to mention, if it's a fucking US linked vessel, where was it going? But still operated by a Greek company. Yeah, they're just doing it on very reckless, shitty intel. It had armed guards. The crew was Indian, Vietnamese, Filipino, also 2 Sri Lankan and 1 Nepalese guard. The vessel was drifting and still on fire. Yeah, the Houthis are shit. I don't know what to tell you. They're just a shit organization. It's all just attention seeking, PR, bullshit. Fuck.
Hezbollah and the Houthis are the only ones stepping up to the plate.
Attacking these groups while sitting on the sidelines, idealistically opining.
But what's ironic is me and you are doing the same amount for the people in Gaza. Like measurably on the whole, me and you, my friend, put us side by side, our contributions would be equal. Being zero, basically, right? I mean, being zero. Although, I don't know, maybe mine's more because I did donate the infamous $6,500.
We don't. I'm sure he
might have. I don't know. He might. Likely. I mean, let's find out. Let's look. Let's see. Yeah. I'm curious.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a safe assumption.
Yeah. I mean, that's an assumption. You know. I'm curious.
Whatever.
On what forms of resistance are acceptable to you, then you're supporting the genocide. Full stop. There's something to be said.
That's just such a fucking leap, dude.
That is insanely fucking. Like again, he's calling me
a fucking leap. I mean, I
he's
don't know.
Calling me and Muda publicly genocide supporters because we think terrorism is bad, because we disagree with Houthis and Hezbollah. That's his fucking reasoning. He also kind of touches on it in the beginning here too.
Since I released my video, The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide, there have been some developments. Ethan Klein responded to the video with an Instagram story shortly after its release, where he wrote, "God, these bread tubers are such pathetic fucking rats. When the fuck did I ever support a genocide? I criticize your idol Hassan, and you all resort to straight up character assassination and horrific lies. A campaign which resulted in the CPS call and harassment like I've never experienced in my 15."
And yes, when you label me as someone who's okay with mass murdering an ethnic group, it creates me as a subhuman that people can harass and do anything they want to, including CPS. Like, yes, you are contributing to that fucking atmosphere.
Years on YouTube. Fuck you and fuck your movement. Socialism deserves better representatives. Soon after this post, Ethan brought my video up during his live show where he threatened to sue me.
So this fucking little scumbag here who put me and Mutahar, Turkey Tom, and Destiny in a thumbnail and said the YouTubers who backed the genocide. This is fucking disgusting. And I'm not okay living in this world where these little fucking punk ass scumbags can just say this shit and get away with it. Like accusing people, usually defamation, can be all different types of things. Someone supporting genocide, we throw this term around a lot. That's one of the most, I mean, can you say something more fucked up about somebody than that? Sounds pretty defamatory. And again, I'm not taking any prisoners. If my attorney thinks there's anything in here, if he thinks that there's like a decent shot of defamation, I'm suing this fucking piece of shit, little scumbag.
So he is threatening to sue me for
I'll tell you, and I'm going to spoil it. It's not a threat. You'll be hearing from us very soon, my friend. Start crowdfunding, start looking for an attorney. You know what I mean? It's going to be fun.
That's probably not true.
That's why I said it like fun.
No, I don't think it'll be fun.
Yo, I eat up and chew out $20,000 per month on lawyers like nothing. You don't know my world. You can live one day in my shoes, man.
That's unfortunately true.
Defamation on the grounds that accusing someone of supporting genocide is messed up. I can think of something even...
And, well, okay, messed up, primarily, though, untrue.
You know, it's because it's a lie. It's like a malicious, unsourced, like, reckless lie. Yeah. Malicious or reckless, I guess. Not really one or the other. Bruh.
Information, okay.
more messed up than accusing someone of supporting genocide, which is, you know, actually supporting genocide. I can't
he's doubling down on it, and let's hear his
imagine that it's pleasant to be confronted with the idea that you might be supporting a genocide. So the instinct here to deflect and deny without even offering any sort of actual defense against the points is an entirely predictable response. This is how...
Again, he's like, where's your response, bro? It's like, you just put these videos out, man. It takes a minute to draft a complaint, dude. You know, those are delicate processes.
How the liberal media class will operate in the coming decades when it's time to answer for their crimes of manufacturing consent for a genocide. They will simply say, no, I didn't. If they say anything at all, most of them won't. It's happened throughout history. It happened with the Vietnam War. It happened with the invasion of Iraq. And it'll happen again with Gaza. What makes...
Is he talking about me still? You know what I mean? He's talking about the media's responsibility. He's talking about some dumb...
Well, have you ever owned up to
it's
what
just
you...
the thing is like, even when things go against these guys, as it obviously is now and obviously will in the future, these guys... I feel like I would never do the same kind of like grandstanding to them. Is that just like a bad, is that something I should be doing, but I'm not? Like, for example, if those protests against Hamas grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and it's like, oh, all these people who supported Hamas as the armed resistance group, as if they were the defenders of Gaza, when actually they were the ones bringing the destruction upon Gaza with their actions, then am I going to be like, where were these guys? Why? They're going to say, no, I wasn't. No, I didn't do that. No. Where's the accountability from me? I don't think I would even talk like that. It just seems ridiculous. History will judge you for being on the wrong side. Blah, blah, blah. Like, come on. Just talk about the issues. Just make your points. Fuck.
You did in Vietnam?
I don't recall being in Vietnam.
I guess Hassan's Ukraine-Russia pre-war stuff is similar. Not only is pre-war, Hassan defended the annexation of Crimea even after the invasion in 2022. Yeah, of course.
Could be another lifetime thing. Could be a past memory. I haven't tapped into it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but I'm never going to be like, where were you when you shall be held accountable? And it's so dumb.
Until you reconcile with that.
Just to be overly cautious.
I'll let God
I'm
judge
so
them.
sorry about what happened in Vietnam.
I went looking for Colonel Klein, man.
That's right. Lieutenant Klein.
Gaza, a bit different, though, is that unlike prior U.S.-backed atrocities abroad, we all know what's been happening there the entire time. Israel's genocide of Palestinians in Gaza has been called the first...
The fact that he thinks this is like something fucking... It's the only war you've bothered to fucking watch, buddy. Like, it's not that they didn't film shock and awe, okay? It's not that they didn't film Iraq on day one from the first airstrikes. We saw it all happen, okay? We saw the images of the kids in the fucking hospitals having fucking complex surgery done and then screaming while they're doing it. We saw it with Vietnam. Vietnam was televised, actually. That was the whole thing. We've seen it with Ukraine. Actually, a lot of what we saw with Ukraine was the amount of footage that was published by Russian soldiers publishing their war crimes. Like, actually not dressing up in Ukrainian fucking lingerie or some shit, but actually just like torturing people and massacring them and fucking leaving a bunch of bodies behind and butcher. Like, Russians filmed this themselves, or even beating their own traitors to death, like deserters, beating their own deserters to death with a fucking massive hammer. They filmed all that themselves. Hamas did it. People talk about manufacturing consent. Hamas filmed all of their fucking crimes. The strongest evidence against Hamas, the strongest manufacturing consent for a war against Hamas, came from Hamas. They filmed themselves doing it. They filmed themselves turning up at the Nova Festival where a bunch of civilians were fucking high and dancing around at 6 a.m. And they went, yeah, no, whoa, shit, didn't expect this. This many rotten Jewish eggs in one basket. Wow. That's our lucky day. They did that. They filmed themselves saying that. Anyway.
People didn't know that there were atrocities being committed in Vietnam at
It's also
time,
it's also kind of-
contemporaneously.
yeah, people.
They absolutely
That's
did.
why the Vietnam War protests were so intense. So
and just countless other, like, that's just such a weird
also
thing.
Iraq War. I mean,
Right.
the Gulf War. There was all.
I remember being there. I was at the
I mean,
protests.
Ukraine. What about fucking?
No, I didn't talk about Ukraine. Yeah, because his favorite fucking creators didn't tell him how to think about it, did they? Again, the thing with Ukraine is like, yeah, it's tanky audiences are split. Noah's audience would have been half pro-Ukraine, half pro-fucking, I don't know, not even pro-Russia, but just anti-NATO. It's complicated. Maybe annexing Crimea was okay and displacing 200,000 people. You know, quarter of a Nakba in fucking Crimea, that one's okay. Shit.
What's happening in Ukraine? There's all kinds of insane combat footage coming out of that.
It's just a weird. He's just framing it in a bizarre way.
To them, it's like, I don't know. For people like him, not only it's like what's happening in Palestine is not only like the most important thing in the world, it's also important for them to downplay all other atrocities and lift it up like they're not worthy. Like, look how these leftists talk about what's happening in Ukraine. They fucking despise Ukrainian people because they think they're like
they're all Nazis.
They're white victim. They're trying to pull victim card. A bunch of whiteys pulling a victim card. Obviously, I'm not saying that what's happening in Gaza isn't fucking paramount importance, right?
Yeah, it's horrific.
But I'm just saying there's lots of horrific things, but these people, it's like, this is the only time in human history we've been able to see what happens in a war.
What is this? Is he on a treadmill? Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Strange.
But he also says here, hold on.
Entire time. Israel's genocide.
Noah despise Ukrainians. I just think he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care to talk about it. It's just not interesting to him. It's not like he can't. Yeah, it's just not. It's not a comfortable topic for like Marxist-Leninists, which is, I guess, what Noah Samsen sees himself as.
Genocide of Palestinians in Gaza has been called the first ever live streamed genocide.
Called by who? Just you right now?
Because we've seen the entire.
Also, yeah, it contradicts this narrative that like there's no journalists allowed in Gaza. There's no coverage. Nothing's there. It's like, is it that or is it the first live streamed war? I mean, I know journalists aren't allowed in Gaza, by the way, but there is a ton of fucking good reporting happening from Gazan people.
Thing as it's happened with high definition cell phone video. The mass destruction, the ruthless attacks on the healthcare system, the deliberate targeting of men, women, children, medics, aid workers.
Again, all bad.
Why'd you do this?
Did I do this? He's really setting it up like, well, did he give a reason why did he give a reason yet?
I haven't caught it.
Not really.
Okay, so far he's saying,
we are genuinely almost out of time. I don't.
Let me finish this part and then we can save the rest. So his point right now is Ethan supports genocide because what's happening in Gaza is bad. So far.
Workers, the intentional starvation used by Israel as a weapon of war, and then the massacres that followed that starvation when Palestinians crowded around aid trucks trying to get what little food Israel was allowing into the strip. The 20,000 slain children.
Again, bro, like, why are you
just misery porn at this point?
Yeah,
like,
that's what it is, man. And this is all in reference to why I support genocide.
Many of them slaughtered with their entire families. The IDF terrorists recording and posting their war crimes, acts of humiliation, degradation, their torture and rape of Palestinians. The full support of Israel throughout all of these atrocities.
Again, what does this have to do with me?
The vile, dehumanizing racism that is required to uphold a project like this.
I just think we need to kill them, every one of them, and that's it. And if not that,
Then he shows a bunch of Israelis or Jewish people saying horrific stuff, and I hate to break it to you, buddy, but I could make the same fucking compilation of Palestinians saying horrific stuff about the Israelis. And I mean, it's like so dumb.
The country will not let that happen. The government just
also not me. I don't say what these people say. I've never said anything like what these people say. So what exactly is your justification?
Do is just kick them out of their land because this is our home, this is our land, and we deserve
I disagree
it.
What do you think about Palestinians?
That I hate them, and I wish they all we didn't stop.
Like, and these kids are fucking dumbasses. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bunch of dumb fucks on Omegle.
This person looks like a fucking minor as well, don't they?
Saying dumb,
How young are
horrific
these
shit.
people?
You know, it's like this doesn't impugn the entire country.
You're gonna kill everyone?
Yes, yes.
You guys are animals. You guys are
Part of what he did in the first video that was so repulsive is he makes the argument that nobody in Israel is innocent. Essentially, he's saying everybody in Israel is a legitimate military target and nobody there is innocent. So this is part of his crusade to basically greenlight, manufacture consent, I might say, for hate against
the
Israelis.
reverse Uno. Oh no.
And potentially violent.
The outwoking.
Still. And Jews who like Israel.
An animal terrorist.
You 10,000 kids.
10,000 terrorists that would grow out to be the next. 10,000 kids that would grow out to be the next terrorists.
Really?
Because Palestine,
Yeah, I mean, listen. Oh, this girl's like 8.
Why are we using? Holy shit! Settler babies. It's the settler babies. Again, it's like you have to have an explanation for this because, like, in your world, it's like, okay, so why? Why are like half of the world's Jews just kind of fucking insane in your world? Why are they just like irredeemably? Because there's no nuanced explanation for why they think this in Noah's world. He hasn't even come close to suggesting that. There's no sociological analysis about how that happened. It's not only the half of the world's Jews, though. That's just Israelis. That's most non-Israeli Jews support Israel as well, to some degree or another. More than Noah would be comfortable with. At some point, you have to reckon with the fact that your worldview is like, and your worldview encompasses you thinking that most Jews in the world are like kind of evil. But why? And you're not really interested in explaining why, which is a problem as well.
Do you think I would ever say anything like that? Have I ever said anything like that?
I'm Palestinian.
I'm just going to skip this because it's just more of that.
Yes.
Oh my God. We've seen all
This
of
is where anti-Semitism comes in. Yeah, but the problem is that Noah just thinks this is like legitimate left-wing analysis, you know? Like, how could left-wingers be anti-Semitic? He doesn't see it that way. He won't see it that way. But yeah, obviously if you're Jewish and you're watching Noah Samson talking like this, it's like, especially given how he has said nothing in his videos about fucking Ukraine, or obviously whether it's Sudan or Myanmar or anything else. So when you see this much attention being brought by Noah and all these talking points about how Israelis are like, this entire society is rotten to the core, like 99% of them are basically evil, genocidal for no reason at all. Also, here's some proof. Look at the 8-year-olds, look at the kids, even they're fucked. And if you're Jewish, even if you're in the diaspora, because if you're in the diaspora, you probably still, statistically, have a bit of sympathy for Israel, then you're just going to look at that and think like, fuck, why me? What the fuck? This is a bit disproportionate, isn't it? Yeah, you're going to think it's anti-Semitic. I don't blame them for thinking that. You're going to think this guy is a Jew hater. Mr. Yasmin OC, I guess. Thanks for the €5.
This, which is why the whole "no, I didn't" defense doesn't.
He goes, "Didn't you see these fucking children on Omegle saying horrible things?"
Yeah, we've seen them.
Like, we've seen it all, buddy. We've got the proof.
Hold up, because, you know, yes, you did. We have you on video during this genocide that everyone saw, spreading propaganda that's been used to justify that genocide.
It's so vile to deny
the fact that rapes happened. You know who's, again, maybe Hamas shouldn't have fucking stripped so many fucking bodies of women. Maybe they shouldn't have raped people in front of witnesses, which they did.
suffering and trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to
Is he a rape
perfect.
denialist?
My friends defeating.
He didn't even, he just showed it. He didn't even refute my point.
Maybe it was in the first video or
No,
something?
he doesn't. He does not address it. He just shows it.
Well, that's okay.
He literally just shows it. He doesn't even fucking address it. My point here.
What he's saying is
I'm doing propaganda by saying that we should believe that these women were raped and not treat them like they're liars.
Right.
That's supporting a genocide, he says. But how is this fucking propaganda? Like, this girl says she heard of people raping, and then
Hi, Thule. Thanks to Tier 1 sub. Really appreciate that.
Cuts to a woman who's like, I was sexually assaulted. I show all that, and he doesn't address it. He just shows it. Oh, he just does this tiny. Text. Oh yeah, this text here.
Right.
He couldn't be.
There's no forensic evidence to support. What a disgusting fucking slime. No forensic evidence, mate, or pre-planned. Is that the standard now? Jesus.
Say something about it. What is this from? Who said this? Like what? Like, can I see above and below this tiny little fucking excerpt? If you're gonna call me that I'm doing propaganda, you could try a little harder than that. Again. Trauma of the victims just because you need your heroes at Hamas to be perfect.
My friends, defeating our brutal enemies requires...
Once again, I don't know why you're showing Netanyahu. He's saying I talk like him?
And clarity. Clarity begins by knowing the difference between good and evil. And these monsters,
wow.
They rape women, they burnt babies alive. Many anti-Israel protesters, many choose to stand with evil. They stand with Hamas. They stand with rapists and murderers.
What is the connection here? Because he called Hamas rapists? Interesting.
So he's saying that my rhetoric matches Netanyahu.
You are the same as Netanyahu, and also there's no proof that anybody was raped on.
Which is just, it's crazy they keep echoing that. They show the UN report, which I used, which has certain excerpts like this. But the overwhelming conclusion is that it did happen. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind, dude. Like literally just go to the conclusion of the UN.
I mean, the part that he showed an excerpt, my understanding of it, which maybe I shouldn't even be fucking weighing in because who the fuck am I? But there is no forensic evidence or whatever, that like little clip that he showed.
It's all eyewitness.
That was my understanding.
That's
that
but
the
then how,
majority of the people that sexual violence happened to.
Since when do we just believe people with forensic evidence of rape?
It also just, I mean,
since when is that the fucking standard?
It just seems.
It's been reported
like
by dozens of fucking people on separate different occasions, man.
Right.
Hostages, people, casualties from October 7th, people that saw it. Like, it says its number of.
Also, if I was Noah, I wouldn't get into the whole rape denial lane.
Oh, he straight up is all in it.
Interesting.
History.
Some information to tell you, but after the show.
Ooh.
Really?
Oh no.
About him?
Yep.
Oh, that he about the Cody Code?
No, it's nothing. It's nothing that you know about yet. It's interesting.
Cameron, that's the tier 3 sub. Very generous of you. So, what are we suggesting? What's Noah been up
Interesting
to?
how many people come out of the woodwork. Noah.
People, more than one? More than one person came out of the woodwork. Is this just going to be like some nothing burger though? Is it going to be like a Harry Sisson thing where he's just like a bit of a fucking... Is it just going to... Bro, I really hope Noah wasn't sexting 2 girls at once. Oh no. Can it just not be that? If you're going to break this kind of shit. The thing about it, though, is that if it is that, then I'm sorry, these guys, like, these guys will actually try to fucking ruin you over shit like that. So why not?
We'll get to that.
Exes, you know.
Exes.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show.
Okay, we're not going to jump into this, right?
Exactly. I want to do due diligence and everything, but
Wednesday?
upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that?
Out.
Don't say it yet.
Don't say it.
Oh my God, you guys, don't miss Friday's show. So he's a rape. So of course his standard, I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say, but his standard is that unless you can do a rape kit that shows, then it didn't happen for sure. And if you say it did, you're a lying propagandist, genocide supporter. And by the way, this video is so poorly conceived, so poorly argued, so like morally and logically defunct, but it's getting overwhelmed. The people on the left who gobble this shit up. Hassan spent 2 hours watching this one. He spent 2 hours watching the first one on his stream in its entirety.
So this is Banapanada is saying a few days ago I contacted, so that doesn't match up. All right, he's saying it happened. Okay. Yeah, Noah does do a lot of the male feminism videos, I guess, which probably suggest. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he did. So there's honestly not that much point in giving a fuck until you know what he did. Because my God, if he was sexting 2 girls at once, my God, there's going to be some serious fucking hellfire, okay? What if it's 3? Oh, what if it's 3? What if it's... I can't even say it. It makes me shudder. What if it's 4? So Banapanada is saying a few days ago he contacted the H3 crew from a fake account pretending to be Noah Samson's ex. My goal was to show that they will gladly spread anything bad about people who criticize them with no regard for fact checking. The fucking projection. Oh God, it's so fucking funny, man. How can you be this transparent? On Wednesday's podcast, they said that Noah Samson is a rapist and that they're in contact with his ex. So they didn't say he's a rapist though, did they? Not yet, anyway. They took the bait instantly. She's calling in, and then Ethan responds, she's calling in on Friday, by the way, and we've confirmed her identity. He's lying, which is very fucking weird. I love it that he lies in the post to try and accuse them of lying. He's so stupid, man. This guy is so mentally ill. That's the thing, is like he does this so openly, and I don't know if there's some kind of like fucking school of thought and propaganda where you actually kind of want to almost make yourself obviously flagrantly dishonest, like because it filters out the critical thought in your movement and in your following, like a Nigerian fucking email scammer kind of technique. Like maybe that's part of it, or he's just very mentally ill. I don't know. Or it's both. But he gets rewarded for it by people who are, I mean, some of the people I'm assuming are sane, so fuck them, you know? Morons.
Raising him up. This is a bad video. This is a bad video by a bad person making unfucking supported arguments about and saying terrible things about somebody with no fucking evidence.
The health ministry is run by Hamas, terrorist organization. I think a lot of people are.
I mean, it is. What? Its numbers have been considered reliable historically. That depends on the context. They're reliable for raw numbers. They're generally, so in this war, they had a period where they were less reliable because of the mix-up of data that was coming from the health ministry, but also from the government media office, the other body. And the government media office was not reliable. But I think since they've cleaned up that discrepancy, the health ministry is probably still reliable. Yeah. But the thing about the health ministry is that what they are not reliable for is they won't tell you. They don't tell you who's a militant, who's not. They don't tell you anything about that. No one does. No one in Hamas's government that tells you that. You just have to figure that one out yourself, right? So that's to be clear, it's not even necessarily the health ministry's job to do it, but the problem is, I guess, that no one does it. No one does it.
I lost my spot.
They stand with rapists and murderers.
The Gazan health ministry.
Okay, so far his evidence that I support genocide.
We're out of time, by the way.
What is it?
Because I feel like you're just going to go through this whole 2-hour video if I don't stop you.
Hold on, let me just
we are out of time.
Address all these points.
It's 2 hours of points.
Oh no,
No, he justified it.
It's not all about me.
Gaza health ministry is Hamas.
There was more Jews displaced. Yeah, I mean, listen.
But again, Gaza health.
So me pointing out that the Gaza health ministry is run by Hamas, which it is. Is pro-genocide? I don't know.
Ministry is Hamas.
There was more Jews displaced than Palestinians during the Nakba. That's factually true.
Video.
Again, he shows that, but he doesn't refute it. He shows it, but he doesn't refute it.
Attacking and delegitimizing the only groups in the world militarily resisting that genocide with arguments plucked directly from the U.S. state.
How are you going to show me saying more Jews were displaced than Palestinians?
It'll be some propaganda shit, like they'll say some fucking nonsense about how in Algeria they offered them citizenship, even though, I mean, surrounding context, I'm sorry, fuck off. They're going to talk about like how Morocco was great for Jews, or they'll talk about fucking what's the other one? Oh, the grenades that were thrown into a couple of synagogues in 1950 in Iraq, even though people were already fucking wanting to leave in droves before then. And there was also persecution, and there were people getting fired from their jobs, and there were people getting subject to attacks in the streets, and they couldn't pursue criminal action or criminal litigation. There were people who were having their bank accounts frozen, people getting looted. But no, it's all because, and I think even people they were already leaving in droves. They'll say that the Iraqi government tried to get people to stay. What they don't say is that the Iraqi government tried to get people to stay, Jews, because they didn't want to strengthen Israel. It's not because they were nice to the Jews. They wanted them to stay and live under persecution. That's what they wanted. But apparently, Iraq's entire population of Jews, nearly like 85 or 90,000 of them, apparently they all just kind of left within a couple of years because one dude threw a grenade into a synagogue. And that dude might have been Mossad. No evidence though. It's completely unresolved. That's why. Also, I'm sorry, why the fuck is the displacement and persecution of Middle Eastern North African Jews, why is their families suffering Nakba denial? What does that have to do with the fucking Nakba? What? Okay.
And he doesn't even fucking argue. He doesn't explain. He doesn't explain.
Department, the #1 material supporter of the genocide.
Terrorist groups.
We have you on video attacking and delegitimizing the most prominent media figures in the YouTube space who have been advocating against the genocide and breaking down.
This is the iconic, well, if someone's pro-genocide, they can't be criticized, basically, period. He's doing that argument.
Anti-genocide, but
for his on right
you
now.
misspoke. Somebody's pro-Palestine.
He misspoke.
Is what you were trying to say.
What
You
I
said
said.
pro-genocide.
Right.
Right.
Thank
The
you.
statement makes sense.
Yeah,
the other way.
pro-Palestine. He's
I
doing
want the house of my fam in Afghanistan back. Are you descended from Afghans? Daffodils? I would not have guessed that. What?
that, man.
Most prominent media
This is the best argument ever. I'm almost done.
Damn, you never know, do you?
YouTube space who have been advocating against the genocide and breaking down the propaganda used to justify it.
Hassan loves all terrorists.
We have you on video.
Dude, that part's crazy. He fucking edited it to make it say I'm. Dude, okay, I got to show this part. This is insane. I say in that clip, I'm not saying Hassan loves all terrorists, and he fucking edited it to say Hassan loves all terrorists.
Run the propaganda.
What?
Used to justify it.
Hassan loves all terrorists.
We have you on video.
Bro! Here's the section from my video. What the fuck are we doing?
Now, I'm not going to sit here and...
What actually are we doing? Here's the clip.
Tell you, he is opposite of InfoWars. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Hassan loves all terrorists.
Okay, that's what he said. Here's what
Run the propaganda used to justify it.
Hassan loves all terrorists.
We have...
What?
I wonder what the demographics of this community looks like. Well, we have 2 Afghans, apparently. Because I think Sulfur is as well, to some degree. No one in this community is white. I think that's what we've resolved, right? No one's white.
Oh, fuck. That is nuts. And my friend, if there's so much evidence of me supporting genocide, why you don't have to doctor clips. Just look at the clip. Go to the clip, in the words of Keemstar. I mean, what do you need to say more than that? I mean, you know.
Now,
should I do this real fast, do you think? Someone's highlighting it.
look for the clip.
We're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're
We have you on video running defense for the primary
Let's keep
architects
going.
of the genocide.
Yeah.
Just the other day, Bibi fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed.
Oh, this shit is so dumb, bro. We've addressed it. We apologize, which is more than you'll ever do for getting something factually wrong. We don't believe it. It's like showing this is just bad faith. It's fucking dumb. We don't believe this shit at all.
Faith.
And, you know,
Bad faith.
ultimately, the point we were making was anti-war.
Just about, and he fired him because they had a disagreement, and that's like so Trump code.
He was like a moderating voice in the war room.
Yeah.
This is when the war started.
This is what he said on October 9th. When there are literally still fucking over 100 holes in the fence, bro. Like, this is not... That's not why they said that about him. They said that because of things he was saying after this. Fuck
And
me.
at the time, he was advocating for the war to end, and Bibi removed him from his cabinet. I mean, it's just fucking not rocket science, man.
Isn't this where he calls him Himmler, Heinrich Himmler?
Remember when I said that?
Where do they say it?
Anyway, that's...
It is some kind of beautiful, free,
Let's go.
diverse,
What the
democratic state.
We're planning to go to, again, he's the king of showing shit and not addressing it. Okay, it's more of this. You guys get the idea. I mean, when you see him editing a fucking clip of me to make it say that complete opposite of what I was saying is bananas, and pretty much all you need to know. So this guy is going to get he's going to be receiving a demand for retraction by the end of the week, which I'm sure he's going to publicize and try to act really cool about, and flaunt and not comply with.
Well, they're
At which
actually
point,
doing it. What the fuck?
you know what follows from that. And I wish you all the best, my friend. I would definitely urge you to start looking for lawyers and crowdfunding, because, you know, you live in your grandma's, extra bedroom. I mean, I'm sure Hassan will pay for it.
I think he owns the house.
He does?
I don't know, but I feel
you
like
don't
that's
know.
a safe
It might be his
assumption.
grandma's extra
He's
bedroom.
a successful YouTuber. He gets lots of views.
Successful. He posts his videos. Usually get shit.
No, getting hundreds of thousands of views.
That's not house money, and he doesn't post that often either.
Well, okay.
Bill Cosby came to my house.
I think he lives with his grandma.
You know what? That's not really even a problem.
He posts. Look at. He has 3 months. Hold on, Dan. 3 months. There was a 3-month gap between his last video that got 400,000 views, and it's about controversial issues. So like, how much his CPM's got to be shit. He probably made like $4,000 from this video. 3 months from that. 2 weeks to this.
Oh no, IDF update. Oh no, it's not from Hagari though. I don't care. Apparently, there's another Hamas spokesperson killed. Bro, how many of them do they have left? Fucking Hydra. Shit. They just keep on dropping.
This one, which is a juicer for him, admittedly, but this guy's not rolling in it. You know,
I guess those videos might get demonetized.
a lot of them probably do. Yeah. Or if they don't, they're gonna have really low CPM.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
maybe,
case
maybe
closed.
he lives in his
case
grandpa.
closed.
I don't know.
Case closed, man.
I don't know if we know that.
He's gonna sue me for defamation for saying he lives with his grandma. Actually, Your Honor, I own my own house. Actually, yeah. So anyway, look forward to that, Noah, and everybody else. Thank you for
People
watching.
are saying they like the armoire in his shot.
Is that the
cabinet thing?
I thought that shit was just dated and tacky. It is so cute. It's so chuggy and dated.
Oh no, not chuggy.
I got him.
No, don't say chuggy.
So unfortunately, there's a lot more stuff I wanted to address, but you guys get the idea. Maybe I'll just jump right into it on Wednesday. That being said,
today's Wednesday.
I mean, Friday. Also, but the fucking Cody Ko thing. He was Cody Ko's editor.
He was Cody Ko's editor. I mean,
he's Cody Ko's editor.
I wish I knew. I'm looking at this off screen. I wish I knew how, like, what the IDF's website was like compared to other militaries. Like the next time America goes to war with someone and they actually have to publish, and it's a big one, and they have to publish updates all the time, and what it looks like and how transparent it is compared to the IDF. I'm really curious about what that would be like, but I guess no army ever is going to be fighting the same kind of war that the IDF is doing right now, because it's a very, very unique everything. But I'd rather there were no wars. So let's go. What's happening today? Will I even find out from this website? Not our mission. That's fucking bullshit. I want press releases. What happened today? Really? March 6th, March 8th is your latest press release. What the fuck? They have a podcast. Why wouldn't they have a podcast? Okay, so the press releases are thin. Okay, Israel at war. 6 Al Jazeera journalists who are terrorists. This is old. This is from last year, the end of last year. This is today. What do? They found a barrel launcher in Tel Al Sultan. Wow. Wait, is this from this year? Yeah, 2025. Okay, let's see what they did. Troops of the 14th Brigade, under the command of the Gaza Division and guided by the Intelligence Directorate and the ISA, have been operating in recent days in the Tel Sultan area of Rafah after completing the encirclement of the area in just 4 hours. As part of the operation, dozens of terrorists were eliminated and suspects were apprehended and transferred to Unit 504 for further questioning. Oh no, wouldn't want to be those guys. Additionally, the troops located several shells inside Hamas terrorist infrastructure that previously served as the Al-Fadala school. A-25 barrel launcher, a barrel like Donkey Kong. Yeah. IDF troops will continue to operate against terrorist organizations in the Gaza Strip. Hagari and Levy should team up on a podcast. Absolutely not. I don't want Alan Levy cramping the style of our finest specimen. Weapons located and dismantled in Hamas terrorist infrastructure that previously been in Al-Fadala's school. Oh, these are the barrels. Is this like when they have the rockets and they're in here? I've seen these before. Damn. Photos from the activity. Wow. There's a new spokesperson. Don't want to know. My God. Okay. Pretty shit. Not much going on there.
Recently outed for statutory raping Tana.
Yes.
And he still follows him. He follows each other.
They follow each other.
They're seemingly still friends.
You talked about the Cody Ko stuff. Didn't you edit for him and Noel back in the day? Yeah, I edited for Noel for 3 years. And I edited I did one video for Cody. And then I did one of the That's Cringes. And then I did...
as far as we can tell, I guess the context of this is an unlisted video with 1,000 views. And as far as we can tell, is the only time he ever addressed the Cody Tana thing. And
he's been very quiet on it. Like, oopsie, one of my closest associates got outed as a statutory rapist.
Well, I mean, I don't know how close he is with him necessarily, but he definitely kickstarted his career and started his career.
But this guy who's so vocal and cares so much about everything, like he can't even fucking muster up.
He is a commentary YouTuber. You would expect him to probably say something.
Say something, man. Let's
hear about his haircut, bro. Isn't this like every fucking 20-something in the world right now? I feel like I see these haircuts absolutely everywhere. I don't care if Hagari resigned unless he said a farewell message, okay? I don't care. Because he was on his way out for ages now.
Dude, real fast.
Former collaborator.
Oh, dude.
And I know why. Because a few years ago, when I was still on dating apps, okay, I noticed that there were many profiles that were women saying like, I'll fall for you instantly if you have a mullet and a fucking porn star mustache. It's just a thing. It was just a thing.
A break, buddy.
And it was, yeah, it's probably 4 years ago. But yeah, I haven't made a video about it for a few reasons, but biggest one is I don't really have anything to add to it.
Okay, but that's fine, but you're close to him. You know him, right?
And
also you're Mr. Moral Arbiter of everything that's right and just in the world.
There's nobody that watches me that hasn't heard about this that needs to hear about it, in my opinion.
Oh, good. So then you don't need to talk about Gaza anymore.
Or a better example is like,
wow.
Here.
Uh-oh. Here come the... He made a video about Colleen, bruh. This motherfucker...
Was there not enough commentary on this?
This dude made a video about Colleen Ballinger, and we're treating him like a serious...
I have no idea what we're talking about here.
Serious fucking person? Talking about war and calling people genocide supporters? Okay, buddy.
The biggest, like, the most important thing to come out of this, I think, is the example of, if anyone, I'm sure many of you are up on this, but the biggest thing is the way that the allegations were shut down and swept under the rug. The fact that that was like super not tolerated once news broke and people started talking about it, I think is super important.
Isn't that what you're doing? By doing this, like on a 1,000 member stream?
Unlisted stream on your second channel?
Like nobody's seen this. There's literally...
How about like just a tweet? You don't have to make a video.
There's no
Maybe
statement on the record from you about this.
Maybe unfollow him since you guys are mutuals?
Unfollow him, man. Yeah. At least that. I can't believe he's talking about sweeping and covering up when he's fucking doing that. This is what Cody did, by the way. He made a well, yours is actually even less public. He fucking paywalled his apology, didn't he? Or his addressing that? Put it on like Patreon?
No, it was just that he put it on his
second channel.
His like jogging channel or some shit.
So this is like 1,000 views, man. That's all you had to say, and you're going to talk about sweeping? That's amazing. Amazing.
Well, I was baffled by this, but due to the development that happened today, it's maybe starting to click a little bit more if this guy's got some history himself that he's just trying to lay low on this front. I don't know.
That might
we'll have to... it's like related to fucking statutory... What? This is a good one. Basically, Brianna Wu blocks Pisco. Pisco tweets about it. And then Connor says, I'll never block you, but also fuck Mahmoud Khalil. And now Pisco says, thanks. But since you said that, do you think Mahmoud Khalil should be deported on the basis of his alleged support for Hamas? Yes or no? Yes or no, counter Connor. That's what I'm doing. Don't let him get away with it. Don't let him slip away, you fucker.
We'll have to look into it, but it's crazy how as soon as we started talking about him, immediately we're being contacted.
That is interesting. Usually it only happens to people I like.
True.
So, okay, well, Noah, sounds like we've got
more for you later. Coming up.
We have a fun show on Friday for you, my friend.
Yep.
And until then, I wish you all the best. Sleep easy. Friday, we're coming, baby. You're probably going to get our letter of demand for retraction by then. You can enjoy that. And stay tuned for Friday. Don't worry, though, Noah. You saved Gaza.
Cute. That's crazy, chap. Noah did say we need to escalate. That's what he's training for, isn't it? There's no other explanation. Bro! Where's this fucking freedom hating fuck? Wow. Contravid. Mate. I'm very busy, okay? And it's 2 hours 40. I guess I'll do that tomorrow. Shit. I didn't even get time today to Did the Houthis bomb Ben Gurion Airport today?